Beers on a Tuesday afternoon. 15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. Fuck yeah!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of 15 Beers. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Wow. Fucking Dumbo. 15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, it seems like this last 2 weeks went pretty quick. This one kind of snuck right up on me, but we got some good guests here. We're drinking Keystone Light. It was right next to the Natty Light at the beer distributor, which is at a Labatt Blue Light, which seems to be my favorite. This episode's my level of drunkenness seems to go the best if I drink those, but this was right next to the Natty Light, and I think it might just be Natty Light in a different can, but there's nothing wrong with that. We got a special co-host today, Una the Pooch. Reluctant she might be, but she's right here on the couch with me. You want to say hello, Una? Nope. No, she doesn't. All right, so we'll get to it. Our first guest today is Mike Darcy, and we'll give him a call.
Gravity Cavi, what's up, buddy?
How's it going, man?
Good. What's happening?
Not much, just drinking some beers, doing a little podcast thing going on here.
I am not only drinking beer, my friend, but
Yeah.
I am putting fresh new lines on the kegerator in the
Oh,
Black Light Bar, baby.
Oh shit, you got a bar over there. I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is I didn't realize this is kind of a local episode because you're right around the corner from me, and I'm doing Pannullo later. He's a couple blocks away. We could have just done this out in the corner, social distanced corner interviews here.
Of course. Well, I'll tell you like this: we social distance hard around here, and we only have people over who follow the same social distancing rules. I think you could do a remote show from the Black Light Bar at some point, my
There
friend.
you go. Yeah, right on. What do you putting on tap? What do you got over there?
It's a test keg of Coors Light, just to see how it goes.
Nice.
$66 for a keg of beer. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I have to go with the light beer for this. I tried, I think it was like episode 5. I did Mother's Milk and some Old Capital. I was making Old Mother's, and the last 30 minutes of the live stream is me sleeping on my couch. And there were like 5 people that still watched it, for like 30 minutes. Eventually I woke up and turned it off. But
yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I can't go with the heavy stuff.
No, the heavy stuff. And Keegan Hills, I love Tommy and they do a great job there. But sometimes their beer is just, sort of the next day you can feel that you were at the bar the night before,
Yeah, I mean it's not bad if I'm just out drinking, but if I'm recording it and I have to look at it tomorrow when I edit it and see myself that drunk, on video, it's not a good idea for anybody involved, I don't think.
Nobody involved is happy about that.
Exactly. So what's up, man? How's the quarantine been treating you?
It's good. I mean, we've had to deal with the trials and tribulations of having a senior in the house. So we had to deal with that. But lucky enough for us, he was really cool with it and understood, the situation and really didn't want to, really thought, honestly, the graduation ceremony, the way that it was kind of lame and just, we celebrated here at home and celebrated with him and we had a time.
And what'd they do for the graduation?
He had some friends over. They had a sleepover in the backyard. Just that.
But yeah,
and
what'd they do for the diploma stuff? Was it like a drive-by thing, or they just?
They drop it off. What they did was the diplomas were delivered to the kids 2-3 weeks in advance, 2 weeks in advance of the actual graduation ceremony.
Okay.
Right. So the ceremony was just really ceremonial. That's really all it was. There was no handing out of diplomas or anything. It was a handshake and a good job.
Gotcha. Yeah, that must be a crazy time to like your senior year of high school. You always remember this as like such a crazy experience during it.
The dude was more let down by the fact that he couldn't do the one sport that he enjoyed doing, which was crew.
Okay.
And that really seemed like more of a freaking letdown for him than anything else.
Does Kingston? Does he go to Kingston?
Yeah.
They have a crew team.
Yeah, they have a good crew team.
Were they out in the Hudson? Where do you?
Yeah, they go all over. They go mainly on the Hudson, but they have some of the meets that they go to are actually on man-made bodies of water.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool.
I literally always thought that was just like a made-up sport that was just in movies.
Yeah, no. The Kingston crew team is really active. It's one of the largest participant teams that they have.
Huh.
I forget what the number was for last year, but it was the highest number they've ever had for kids that wanted to play the sport and be on a boat in the Hudson.
Yeah.
These guys, they would freaking I would have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drive him down, or if we're picking up other people, drive them down to the Maritime Museum, where they would start, doing their morning workouts, doing runs up and down Broadway, and putting boats in water.
Right on. Huh. What's the length of like a race for a crew competition?
Oh, it's not very long. So think where the docks are. Think where the docks are at the Maritime Museum, kind of up to where the Rondout bends before it gets into the Hudson.
Okay.
So just that length and back. So they have to actually go down, spin the boat around, and sometimes, I don't know if you've seen these crew boats, but when you're 6 people deep in them, turning around is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Seems, kind of like the harder part of the experience almost, right?
Uh-huh.
Huh. And is that like a college thing? You go on to college and you play crew?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But he's just going to Ulster.
Gotcha.
So both of the college age students are going to Ulster now.
It's a smart thing to do, I think, in this day and age, so you're just not strapped with thousands, tens of thousands of dollars of debt right off the, before you're 20.
Dude, it's crazy how much college costs. And with Scarlett, she was in the top 10th percentile of the graduates, so she actually got a lot of what she had to, between scholarships and between the program that she really had a lot of that paid for, which was
nice. Yeah, that's great. And then he can just do funnels with you guys, like a frat house kind of scene back there.
I wish
you can give them the college experience.
Look, dude, we all like when I was a kid, everybody used to, there was I can remember specifically there was a group of friends of ours. We're all skaters and punks from the 80s and early 90s, mid to late 80s, and we had there were like 2 or 3 houses where you could go over and you could party with them, and it would either be the mom or the dad who was really cool, and everybody'd be hanging out. Nobody drove because everybody was sleeping over, but you'd be drinking and smoking and you just can't do that now. It's too much of a, with the way that the laws are, you can't even take that chance. So as much as we would like to be, the cool parents, we have to be parents that, don't put them in jeopardy or ourselves. So you gotta, kind of lame, but this is the world we live in nowadays.
That's fair. I remember that being a kid, like, when you would sit outside the grocery store and look for the most haggard dude and, asking him to buy you beer or whatever. Usually they'd be like $20 for a 12-pack for a $6 12-pack, and then they drink two of them before they gave it to you. I remember always being like, I'm always going to buy beer for kids once I get older. And, I would never in a million years do that now, It's,
oh, hell no. You know how much trouble you can get into?
Exactly,
It's like, it's a total zero tolerance type of stuff happening. But anyway, look, I think we did a good job. These people are awesome people. They were highest honor roll students. They have a social life. I think I did my job pretty well. They both are playing video games on a regular basis.
Nice.
A win for me.
That's great. What kind of stuff you get into?
Oh, I'm into all kinds of things, from driving sims to first person shooters to role playing games. Right. I do it all. anything I can do to take my mind off the day for a little while,
Yeah,
you know.
right on. I've been going through Oblivion over again. I haven't played that game in like 15 years, and it's
Yeah,
cool, but it's still good. I think it's better than Skyrim in a lot of ways. I think the stories and the quests are just better laid out than Skyrim was.
Look, I'll put it to you like this: I still will occasionally log into the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game and play.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, that's a great
Fun.
one.
Yeah, and then of course, then you have like us old schoolers. We have a Facebook group where friends of mine, are still playing Dungeons and Dragons, but now then everybody's playing it digitally.
Oh yeah,
And
I play every
oh
Monday night.
God,
Yeah.
oh, do you still?
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
well. Do you do with that? What was that website that they do?
Roll 20. Yeah.
Roll 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
just
pretty
started
cool.
like a year or two ago. I used to play when I was living in New Paltz with like Jason West. They used to be mayor out there. And,
Of
like
course, yeah.
a bunch of the
Cool cat.
Ganios. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Jason, cool cat, man.
yeah, and they just got me back into it like a year or so ago. So we were switching like 1 week it'd be in Germantown, 1 week in New Paltz, 1 week in Kingston, and then this happened. So we just converted it over to the Roll 20. So yeah, we do that every Monday night.
Look, there's a bit of a learning curve with Roll 20, but really,
Yeah.
I mean, once you get it, you get it. It's pretty easy. There's also this there's an app on Steam that sort of does the same kind of thing where you have 3D, generated maps, computer generated maps.
Oh yeah, wow.
You can set up the whole thing. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We have some connection issues with the Roll 20. Tim Ganio for another campaign he plays with is using Discord and thinks that's better for like the communication of it. I guess like maybe look at the maps on one thing and then use Discord for the like the talking or whatever. That seems to be, I don't know.
Well, look, I mean, Discord is like the modern version of what was this voice over IP program. Discord is amazing. The very first one, I can remember when the kids were little, and Claudia and I would switch jobs. So she would work during the day and I would work night, or vice versa.
Yeah.
During my downtime, I would play these first-person shooter games from Tom Clancy, and we used to use a program called Roger Wilco, and it was the original voice over IP stuff.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And then it turned into like TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, and now everybody's using Discord. And Discord is amazing. You've got developer companies who are using it to promote their games. Like there's this game called Stronghold. It's sort of like an RTS.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's a new version of it coming out. And their Discord is set up so that you have clans and you can earn points. And the more points you earn,
wow. Yeah.
you get a different access to the beta or the alpha version of the game. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I was just playing this game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, like a mobile game.
Oh yeah,
It's fucking bananas. Like I started playing like 5 years ago, like pretty much a few months after it launched. I gave up about a year ago just because it got, there's people that spend $100,000 a year on that fucking game. It's like, and everything is designed for them. I think they're like, well, if we can get 200 people that are going to spend $100,000 a year, that's better than 200,000 people that are going to spend $10 a year. So.
Yeah. Well, look, those microtransactions, man. This is where now we were supposed to have this conversation about Rupco and maybe other stuff. We're going into gaming. Come on, look, microtransactions are what ruin games. Think of Call of Duty. Think of the Star Wars Battlefront games.
Yeah.
EA Sports, EA Games, they just ruined games with these pay-to-win situations. It's god-awful.
They run it definitely like a business, where they, like especially this phone game, like they put out no content. It's basically just new characters to like, that you need to win in the arena to get your daily challenges. You got some crumpling going on over there, I think.
Who, me? I do?
Maybe?
I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm rumbling still. Am I rumbling?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, well, look, I'm about to pour the first beer.
Oh, shit.
Off the kegerator, my friends.
Gotcha.
This is happening right now.
Nice.
It's a beautiful day, and it's ice cold. Look at that. If only we had Zoom.
There you go. Yeah. I tried fucking with that. That's beyond my level of technology. Have a video of two people.
Totally.
So I was gonna, initially when I asked you to be a guest, I was gonna talk mostly about Elks and Rubco and stuff. But
Sure.
now this Homestead Records stuff, this is very fascinating stuff.
Oh God, that's good.
So Homestead Records Rescue, how long ago was this? Like you went out for breakfast.
Okay, so you read the story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
absolutely. I do a
so
little
what
bit of
happened
research.
was probably about a year ago, I came across a bunch of stuff that people were trying to throw out, and I was looking through a bunch of it, and it was really just, it was like negatives for printing record and stuff, and I really wasn't really focused too much on it
Yeah.
because at the top of the pile was a folder that had Sonic Youth written in Sharpie on it.
Okay.
I was like, all right, let me check this thing out, right? So what it was the first 10 printed album covers plus the negatives plus editor's notes from like this single that they put out in 83 or something called Death Valley 69.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, I love Sonic Youth, let me grab that.
Yeah.
And I took it home, and honestly it sat around for a really long time. I wasn't really sure what to do with it. I got in touch with Jimmy Buff, who Thurston Moore was playing in Woodstock. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yeah, vaguely. Yep.
So around that time, I tried to have Jimmy get in touch with the manager for Thurston and to see whether or not that would be something he would like to have back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we never heard back from him. Months go by. There's no interest. So I was like, all right, let me find the Sonic Youth fan page and see if anybody there wants it. And I came across a collector in the UK who only collects Sonic Youth memorabilia.
Oh wow.
Now, so shipped it right over to him, and he is now the proud owner of one immense, one-of-a-kind package of Sonic Youth history.
That's amazing. And so I thought it was like a big pile of stuff that you found, or this was
Right.
That was a separate incident, or
Yeah, that was the beginning of it, and then
Okay.
like the story says on what was the website that we have now,
Homestead Records Rescue, I believe it is.
Yeah. Records Rescue. And what happened was it was a Sunday morning. The kids have been home for months. We were like, all right, we need smokes, we need coffee, let's go. And as we're traveling back from the store, the same guy was like, hey, listen, the stuff is still here. This is it. It's going in the trash. I don't know if you want it or not. So, Claudia's like, meh. I'm like, all right, come on, let's just take a look at it, see what's going on with it. We weren't there 30 seconds, and she just looked at me, I looked at her, and we started loading everything in the car.
Yeah,
man.
wow.
We loaded the whole entire car up, and when we got home, we started sort of cataloging what we had just rescued, and our minds were absolutely blown. It was crazy that this history from music that we're into was going to get lost. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous, so we couldn't let it happen. So we saved it.
Where was this spot? It was like a storage space or something, or what like?
It's in town. It was a place that's being renovated to do something else with, and we just,
Yeah.
it was like, so we just didn't want it to go in the trash.
And
Straight
it was
up.
like you think it was like the dude from the label, like it was his personal stuff, because it's not like albums per se, right? It's more like the artwork and stuff of that nature.
No, there are some albums in there. They're the first print. It's
Jesus. Wow.
It's the first pressing of these albums that are in. Not all of them have them. There are only a few that have them, but it's the first print of the record.
Wow.
And then the next section of them are the first printed, unfolded album covers, which is
Holy
just
shit. Yeah.
epic. It's epic. So, a couple of them stood out to me, and I was like, there were some that we had a bunch of stuff for, whatever. So I found this one. It stood out because it had a painting in the envelope itself, and it was a painting of what they used for the album cover. And then they also had this photo montage. Dude, these guys with their metal hair, it looked like Anthrax.
Which band was that?
It was Indestructible Noise Control.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Indestructible Noise Command. So I was like, let me take some photos of this stuff and see if I can find them on Facebook. Sure enough, they're still a band. They play, they make videos. Some of them are firefighting guys.
Okay.
So I sent them I sent the message to the group. Guy got back to me. It was the guitarist for the band. The next day, he's on Wall Street picking up his stuff.
Fuck yeah!
And
wow.
dude, he was so fucking grateful to have all the stuff back. It was amazing.
Matt Gopaw says he worked at that Dutch East India trading warehouse in 2000.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so I guess he fucking, I guess that's...
Dude, they had, I guess it was like their storage. Their main office wasn't there. Like, if you look at the history, I think Claudia posted some of the history of the two companies,
Okay.
both Dutch East India and Homestead. It's, oh no.
What's the matter?
Oh no, I think there was a spill. That wasn't me, baby.
Oh, with the merch?
No. Claudia's doing this paint by numbers, and something spilled on it, and she's got a sad face on right now.
Oh, no.
It's a very sad face. I wish I could zoom her right now. She's got a very sad face on. So anyway, yeah. So we found this, and it was just a score of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And there's stuff like Lydia Lunch is in there. There's
nice.
The Cure is in there. There's a lot of Peel session things, and
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not sure how familiar people are with Peel sessions, but it was like being on the Ed Sullivan show in the UK. It was epic.
Yeah. I have, like,
So-
even later on, like, Fudge Tunnel at the Peel sessions was pretty good. Like,
Cool.
And that kept going into the 90s at the very least, right?
Yeah. So our goal with this is to sort of get publicity for the stuff that we have and try to get them back into the hands of the bands if they still exist.
Yeah, so you're not, like, selling the stuff off. You're just, like, getting
Well,
it back.
if there's no interest in it, we'll definitely take offers from collectors. You know what I mean? Like, or if, let's say, the record company that the band is with now is interested in it.
Okay, yeah.
Like we had some Dag Nasty stuff and
Discord, I saw
right.
that on the site.
Discord is like, hey, we'll happily give you a finder's fee for finding this stuff, and we'll put it in our archives. We're not going to say no to that. Look,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You'd be crazy.
we're it's not like we live in a, we could always use the extra money, man.
Yeah, of course.
But the overall idea is to get this back into the hands of the bands who designed it, who put the work into it. I mean, look, music, Matt, Laura, everybody. I mean, local bands, Garen, everybody. Music is work, man, and you put work into that product, and for it to just be thrown by the wayside by some shitty record label manager, that's just not cool. So let's see if we can do the right thing.
Yeah. Or have there been any pieces that you're like, fuck, I'm just gonna keep this. This is too fucking cool to give away.
All right, so there's the Susie and the Banshees Peel session. That's not legal.
Yeah.
Unless somebody says, here, take freaking exuberant amount of money, it's not leaving the house.
And that's what I think in the bio on your Homestead Records, what is it, homesteadrecordsrescue.com, you talk about how she's more of a goth fan. You were more like, what, a skate punk? Is that what it was?
Yeah, so I was like MOD, SOD,
Okay,
DFI.
nice.
I was the old like California surfer punk.
Yeah.
And Claudia was the New York City, going to Danceteria and
Platform
CVG.
shoes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know. Musically, there are no platform shoes. I'm being told. She's sitting at the bar right now. And
Okay, fair enough. It's like
told
a
her.
double interview here. Awesome. I have a picture of you both on the screen for the Facebook Live now, so that's
Oh,
funny.
that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, look, the way we look at it is Kingston. This is one of the things, right? So this ties us into maybe some current events. Kingston is a community. I've lived here since '95. I've my family. I've created a family here. I've gone from being the tattooed party and punk rock dude to being involved in the community and really getting active and things like that. And this is a part of that. We're a community of people, and this is a community of music, and we all have to work together to try and find the homes where it belongs. And I think that ties into what we're doing right now in Kingston. Look, you've got people coming in from out of Kingston. Sometimes they're welcome, sometimes they're not. But what doesn't work is when you're just sitting back and bitching about it.
Yeah.
Like, instead of sitting back and bitching about what's happening now, you got to get up. You got to go to common council meetings. You got to run for alderman. You got to, like, really get engaged. group of people to advocate for the change or against the change that you're seeing. I mean, this is something that, I would have never thought that I was getting into, but from the neighborhood watch to advocating for affordable living, advocating for tenants' rights.
Yeah.
I mean, this is stuff that is big issues.
And for anyone that's like, if anyone's listening to this not from Kingston, we live like 100 miles north of New York City, and now with the pandemic and everyone working from home, like homes are just getting snatched up pretty much, like by we're getting a large influx of people from other places driving the housing market very high, right? Is that accurate?
Look, check this out. 17%
Yeah.
home prices have increased in the past 6 months. 17% in our little city alone.
Yeah.
People are going up to people who own homes and offering them cash deals right there on the spot.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And think about that from the perspective of the tenant, right? So
Yeah.
I work at Rupco. Everybody knows that, and I run a.
What's Rupco stand for?
Rupco used to stand for Rural Ulster Preservation Company, but now it's just Rupco.
Okay.
But I work with a program that tries to provide funding for current landlords or for people who are trying to think about getting into property investment of units of 5 or more, to provide them funding to stabilize that building, as well as provide affordable housing, right? So you can't just come in and I'm going to buy this building and I'm going to jack up the rents.
Yeah.
What was it? 30% or 60% or $300 a month.
Yeah,
Those were the stories we were hearing.
It's
So
like, well, you see ads that are like affordable 1-bedroom for $1,400. Like, what the fuck do you do for a living that's
you are
fucking
out of
affordable?
your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, of course
right?
you are. Yeah, it's like.
So,
yeah.
and what does that do to people who work in the restaurant industry here,
Mhm.
right? I mean, Kev, these are things we know about.
Yeah.
How does that affect us, right? And I'm not saying, look, this may come across as being anti having people come in and having new people and fresh blood and fresh ideas come into the community. The problem is that if you're not taking everything into consideration and being courteous about what you're doing,
Absolutely, yeah.
causes problems. And again,
like giving tax breaks to giant hotels is not exactly, helping anything out,
Look, my take on that is if they're going to guarantee that they're going to have a certain percentage of the units of housing that they're creating be affordable, I'm in favor of it.
But I think their idea of affordable was also a little bit skewed with at least my idea of Kingston,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. If that's the case, then absolutely. If it's not the case, that's something we have to support, because we cannot have all of these multi-family buildings being gobbled up and having the rents jacked up to above fair market value.
Yeah.
Or even consider this. 43% of the city of Kingston lives on a poverty level income. Think about that. Think about that. Like
40%.
40% poverty level income. There's a report that the United Way put out called the Alice report, and it's it's something about affordable living. I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's the Alice report. And they take things into consideration like the food allowance, like water allowance, like ancillary that the census doesn't take in. And if you were to look at what the current data says for the city of Kingston, in fact, I'll give the listeners a little bit of a what's up. Pattern for Progress is an organization that is now putting out the most current Alice report. And I would challenge anybody listening to go and Google search Pattern for Progress, Alice report, and look at where not only the city of Kingston is, but look at Newburgh. And look at how much people have to make to get out of that stream of one paycheck away from being homeless, or one paycheck away from. I mean, these are the big issues that we have to talk about as adults now. We can't just sit back and complain about it. We got to get involved. We got to find solutions to the problems. Don't just armchair bitch about it. Get out there and do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to do because I think a lot of people don't know what steps to take. You know what I'm saying? Like people aren't just used to that. Like no one's parents brought them to common council meetings. No one is used to that, so it's like it's not ingrained. It's like a new thing, and new things I think are hard for people.
Absolutely. And look, it's really freaking simple, right? Don't be stressed out about it. Don't have anxiety about it. You pick up the phone and you call your alder person.
Okay.
You pick up the phone and you call people who are in the business. You call Rupco. You ask a specific question. The only reason that I work at Rupco was because I started a not-for-profit, and I called them to seek advice on how to run it.
Okay.
I started a not-for-profit to do a neighborhood watch, and I got off my ass, and I got in contact with somebody who could help me and advise me on how to do it the right way, which, in hindsight, we really didn't do a very good job. But you get the point.
Where was that? Was that at your house right now on Wall Street?
Absolutely.
You were doing a Wall Street neighborhood watch?
Yeah. Well, you remember the woman who got beat up some years ago, Greta? Do you remember this?
I heard
woman?
that story. I moved to Kingston about 8.5 years ago now, and the first apartment I lived in was almost 2 doors down from you. It was right in that building on the corner of St. James and Wall, and I was the alley up. What's that?
The Pepto-Bismol house. The pink house.
Exactly. Yeah, and I was the alley right there, so I was like, kind of, I would park on Wall Street, so I was like pretty close to where you are. And everyone told me that story. So like when I first got there, I was very worried because that was right on the corner of St. James and Wall Street, or in that neighborhood, right?
Right. Well, I mean, look, what it was we heard this woman coming home crying, and we're very concerned with her. She lived next door, and we were very worried about her. So we went and found out what happened, and she had been coming home from the basement, which is now the Anchor.
Yeah.
And was mugged for her purse, and when she tried to fight back, she was beat up. So Claudia and I were pissed. We were like, yo, this is our neighbor. What the hell is going on? What are we doing,
Yeah.
And of course, thinking back on it, did we care about any other crime that was happening? Did we give a shit up to get involved when there were shootings or anything like that?
Yeah.
No, because this was somebody who we knew that we cared about. But that was the catalyst. It took that situation in order to get us more, get us civically engaged, really.
Okay.
So, whatever it takes, once you have that moment, when you have that moment, take it. Don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
Run with it. Talk to people. Ask questions. It's the only way you're going to get the answers and get the solutions that you might be looking for. It's not always going to work, but I can tell you the effort is totally worth it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know. For me in Kingston, it feels like overwhelming just because you're dealing with, if you're a 70-year-old person renting out a house for, fair market value, and someone comes and offers you an exorbitant amount of money for it, you're almost crazy. How do you stop that,
Well, I mean, we can't talk about where anybody else's mindset is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on with that person's head. But I can tell you personally, if I owned the building next to mine, where my mom lives, where Claudia lives, if I owned that building and somebody offered me money for it, there's absolutely no way and no amount of money that would get me out of there because I believe in Kingston, and I believe that you're coming from out of state, you don't understand what the housing needs are in the community.
Yeah.
Even if you convince me so, unless you show me that you're going to make sure that you're working with state agencies to have a rent regulatory 30 years, I don't want to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you're an exception in that, in that department.
Well, look.
So you're hyper aware of, the housing issues.
This is happening to people who aren't 70. This is happening to people who are 50.
Yeah.
Claudia and I are hovering around that 50 mark. This is, which is odd to say. Can we just
I'm
point
right there.
that?
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, I mean, are we seriously almost 50? Is that something that's real?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to say that you're older than 50.
I mean, I still got 5 years, but that seems time's going quick. The longer you stay here.
It is. So the name of the show is 15 beers
on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah.
How many beers are you on right now? Because I feel like I'm the only one drinking.
I just opened I opened 6, number 6.
You opened number 6, and who's there with you?
It's just me and the dog. You know.
Oh, all right.
I
all
mean,
right, the dog-
my roommate Neil is popping in and out. He works for Marker Tech, but he's all online. He would crush the 15 beers on Tuesday afternoon because he's working online, so a lot of his time is on the porch, boozing. But
Yeah.
it's weird
How
because
we
people walk by and he looks like a kind of a vagrant, but really he's working for a tech company. He's doing IT, he's solving problems, and I'll see the cans on the porch, and I'll come in. He'll be doing a Zoom meeting with his boss or whatever, and he's crushing it. And it's well, okay.
First of all, I've seen him on your porch. Love him on your porch. And you know that you've seen me walking around this town, going into bars and painted up, ripped up clothes, sneakers with holes in them, and then you'll catch me when I'm in the office and I have a button down and khakis on.
There you go.
I mean, that's how it works.
Hobo / business.
Maybe amateur car collector. Who knows?
Yeah. You collecting some cars over there?
We fell into an old 1978 Fiat Spider, which looks like an MG. So imagine an MG being it looks like that. And now I couldn't fix it without having a parts car, so I had to get a parts car. So we're just doing driveway mechanic.
You have a driveway over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah, it's definitely a bonus.
Yeah.
When Garen's car is not in the driveway, I actually get to use it, which is amazing.
Nice. And he lives in the house next to you, where Stacy used to live, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you guys don't own that house?
No, hell no. But interesting story. The house that we live in they built those houses, both where Stango lives in the back and my mom lives in the front house. And
is Stango still back there?
Stango's still back there.
He's like a ghost. I feel like I don't see him very often. But
no, he's still there. I'm not sure what he does. I know. I see him from time to time. He comes over maybe once a year for the Halloween party.
Oh, okay.
And we all get shitty, and then we don't see each other for another year besides a random passing in front of the house. What's up? Fair
enough.
When was the last time you were here for a Halloween party? Oh, wait.
I've never been. Where's my invite, man? Get me over.
What are you talking about? It's an open invite.
I didn't know that. I'm not just crashing Halloween parties like some kind of fucking animal.
It's always fun when we have Mike Bryan behind the bar.
Oh, yeah? All right. See, he leaves and he doesn't tell me where he goes, I saw him. He was here this morning making a smoothie, and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" So he's trying to make some positive life changes during this.
Oh,
this
is he good? Tell him to put some kale in that shit and have a nice.
I think there were. I don't know if there was kale necessary. There's definitely peanut butter. I'm dog sitting, so he gave the dog some peanut butter, but I think there were some vegetables in there too.
All right. How are we doing on time? You need more? You mean we fill up more space?
I don't know. We can talk a little more. We can, if you want to wrap it up, we can wrap it up too. Whatever.
No, who do you have next?
Next is my friend Nathan Kalish. He's a singer-songwriter. He's from Michigan originally, but he lives in Nashville right now. Okay. And he's fantastic. I played a couple of his songs at the beginning. I would highly recommend checking him out. He has a new album that he put out this year that I didn't know was out, and I've been listening to it getting ready for the show, and I'm like, the instrumentation is just I don't know. The songs are really good. Everything about him is really good.
Oh, that's excellent. I know Kyle and the Pity Party just put out a new single, and it's really, really, really good too.
Nice. Well, I started doing every other week with this podcast just because having just getting really drunk every Tuesday, it became a lot. So, and I usually figure out my guests somewhere between when we close here and next 2 Tuesdays from now, which will be September 1st, I believe. So maybe Kyle would be an excellent guest, actually.
Well, look, on the drinking every Tuesday, practice makes perfect. You just got to really just commit to it and hydrate up at the end of the night and first thing in the morning, you'll be good to go.
There you go. That wasn't the issue as much as like when I started this, I was doing the dog walking, and that kind of slowed down because everyone was home with the pandemic, So I thought the world was going to get very weird for me, so I figured I might as well chronicle that. But then I started doing deliveries for the Anchor, so I started getting much busier than I was before. So I'm doing all this home recording, and every other, like next Tuesday, I'll probably work on home recording Tuesday rather than do this. But it's nice to have a day to do that,
Didn't you start out as thinking about doing a video? Didn't we do a video like the first like a test run of video? Didn't that happen?
The first few episodes I did, yeah, I tried to get like multiple screen. I tried to do a Zoom thing. I tried to do a Google Meetings thing. For the first 2 episodes, 4 was the first one I recorded. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I think you're doing a great job. I know Claudia and I have listened to a couple shows, and it's awesome. And I look forward to Noodle being on later.
Fuck yeah,
and I'm gonna continue on the 15 beer and a conversation theme for the day.
All right.
And look, I think if everybody could check out homesteadrecordsrescue.com, and the more minds we have on this, maybe there are people that can make connections that we can't. And
oh, nice. Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Also, the Alice report. What was that you were talking about? There was a website that you had with that.
Right. So you want to, for people to really look at the current state of how people are living in the city of Kingston, you need to look at Pattern for Progress Alice report. And I believe today they put out a couple of infographics about it. And it's striking. It's striking. And also, if people are thinking about buying a multifamily building in Kingston, or if somebody owns a multifamily building in Kingston and they need help with finding money to get it, you can always contact me. I'm really easy to get to. My email address is easy. It's mdarcy, DARCY, @rupco.org. And I'll do everything I can to help you to make sure that we're keeping places to live that are affordable and that are safe to live in and feel good when you get home from a day's worth of work.
That's a very worthy cause, and I thank you for, it's great that somebody is doing that, for people that don't necessarily have the opportunity to do it for themselves,
And drive by Energy Square and look at how beautifully full it is. Yes.
Oh, is everyone living there? That's the place right on Cedar, kind of?
It's filled to the max. You got Drew Andrews with the Center for Creative Education. You got MAD, the Midtown Arts District, in there. It's awesome, and that place, nobody pays for their utility bill. It's a net zero building.
Oh wow.
Which is amazing.
That's
it's amazing.
And for Midtown businesses like the Deli's around the corner, or Tony's Pizza right there, or Tubby's when it opens, like just having that, more people right there, that's got to be a crazy boost for a bunch of stuff around that neighborhood, right?
Dude, I'll tell you right now, if I lived there, I'd be at Tony's drinking Hefeweizen.
Yeah, exactly.
Hefeweizen every chance I got. But the beautiful part about that building, not only is it net zero, but one of the misconceptions is that it's all low-income housing, and it's not true. Yeah, the housing is for above market rate to somebody who can't afford to spend 30% of their income on rent. So it's across the board housing, and it's an epic project that, in my opinion, doesn't get enough validation or credit.
It's a beautiful building too. I work for UPAC in Bardavon, so there were a couple times it was winter while that was getting built that I just had to stand by one of those back doors for like 3.5 hours just staring at it while it was getting built, and then 2 weeks later I'd stand there again and see the progress they had made on it. So it was nice to see it as it happened.
It was cool. I had a camera on top of UPAC taking pictures.
Oh shit!
For every like minute of the bowling alley coming down.
Oh,
so
wow.
if you look at the Rupco YouTube page, you can see a time lapse of the construction as it was getting started.
Oh, that's amazing!
It's just incredible. It's
nice,
incredible.
Nice. All right. Well, you have to let Tiger Piss. Tiger Piss has played at that bowling alley, so now we have to play at the new building.
I can make that happen.
All right. I'll talk to Lara. I think she's listening and she's packing up Arctone's merch right now as well.
I'm super excited. If she is listening, Lara, I've got a koi pond filled with fish that are about an inch long, and I think that two of these should live at her house.
Me and Faye Amatrano have been talked about getting into koi breeding, and Lara has said she'll let us breed koi in her pond. So,
Bro, I will happily donate fish to that cause.
All
Just
right.
stop on by and I'll give you a bag of fish you can take home.
All right, that's
Make
fantastic.
magic happen.
All right, man. Love you. Thanks for being
Love
on.
ya. All right, talk to you later.
All right, later. All right, that was Mike Darcy. That was a good one. Very, very interesting dude. Yeah, Una is turned around, facing the camera at least. Right? No, she's not. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll have Nathan Kalish, fantastic singer-songwriter, living in Nashville right now, I believe. But who knows? Maybe he's not. Who knows what he's doing? We'll find out soon. All right. We'll be back. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 15 of 15 Beers on a Tuesday afternoon. We just had Mike Darcy before. That was a fun one. Next, we have Nathan Kalish, singer-songwriter from living in Nashville, I believe. Una the Pooch, the hound dog, is still here. She's still not very enthusiastic about it, but she just wants to. We had some steak tacos earlier, and she got a bunch of flank steak. I think she wants to go for round 2. But we're not. We're going to call Nathan Kalish. All right.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm just... can't get my Google Drive to sync
Oh,
with my
shit.
Mac.
All right.
That's what I'm working on.
I use I've never used any Apple products, so I don't know that world.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I'll tell you what. It's telling me that I have 39 gigabytes in my Google Drive, and I just deleted like a bunch of stuff, and it's still saying it, so it's not syncing is what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I've been trying to use like Dropbox and shit to send people some. I've been doing some like recordings with like some of my married friends that can't get out. They'll send me guitar, and I'll put drums on it and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I think without paying money for Dropbox, it's like a lot of money. You know, they don't give you very much space, so you have to delete shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
I
always
don't
like,
use Dropbox.
do you want to delete it for everyone? And I always feel like there's going to be, like, it's literally me and one other friend. And I always feel like, well, what if he wants to use it again and I delete it? I can't bring myself to do that to him. But it's really just some shitty recording of a drum fucking track. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
You know, it's the tech stuff is fucking weird. I feel like this whole quarantine shit has, like, forced me to delve into it more than I wanted to or more than I would have forced myself to beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Where you're in Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
How's that? That's a weird town probably for this kind of situation, right?
Yeah, it's all right, man. Everything's good here. People are just, getting back to normal, wearing masks.
So they're doing like, is it like still like a tourist area where like people are coming down?
Yeah, there's still a lot of tourism. Generally speaking, yeah, for sure. I mean, tons of people and still come here, but there's really nothing open, you know.
So there's no like live music stuff going on.
There is, but it's like really limited.
Gotcha.
Like it's only in restaurants, and it's like it closes at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like stuff to do though. I mean, there's a lot of like outdoor stuff to do.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of like rivers and kayaking and canoeing and stuff like that. You know, still.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really get out, but I know that people are still coming here because people are mad about it. You know.
People. What do you mean by that? Like.
What's that?
People are mad that people are still coming?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
People get angry, you know, because it's like they're trying to keep the numbers down, you know?
Yeah, Tennessee was like high for a little while. It's weird because like some place is high for a while and then they start taking shit seriously and then they go down and the next place is high. It's like kind of like a whack-a-mole kind of thing, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about it really. I just know that it's like it seems like even if you get it, the chances of, you know, dying are really slim. So I haven't been too worried about it because I'm not like super high in the
like risk area, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want to pass it to other people, but as far as that, I just wear a mask, you know. So I mean, I locked down for like 2 months, but now it's just kind of like, yeah. I mean, I think it's now it's like if they don't even give you unemployment anymore, it's like you really have to get out, you know. Like when they got rid of unemployment, it's kind of I feel like all bets are off now, you know. It's like, well, you just got to like do the best you can and I don't know, like try to stay healthy and try not to spread it or whatever. But quite honestly, man, I don't even want to know if I have it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to be able to have it, not know about it, and not give it to anyone. That would be the ideal fucking situation. But
That's you know, I don't when I go out I wear a mask. I only go out when I need to, you know, like and I only you know, and I surround myself with just like a few people that I see on a regular basis, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't see anybody that's like high risk really. I don't hang out with anybody that's high risk. So
what have you been doing with your time?
What's that?
What have you been doing with your time? How you pass?
Oh man, I just been playing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tons of music really.
Like writing stuff or what are you working on?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on this album of mine. And then I'm working on this other album with this gal, Lucy Cochran.
Oh shit, nice. So like a collab kind of thing?
Yeah, sort of. She's just she do you remember her band? She was in like a metal band.
I don't know
called Stump Tail Dolly.
Oh yeah, was she the fiddle player?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right on.
So she's like making a country album.
Oh fuck yeah.
And I've just been helping her with that. And then I've been producing my other buddy's record, Greg Mullen, and he's really great. And so I've been trying to get him to finish that. And we recorded that last year, so now we're just kind of like finishing it up, like at my studio here.
The Greg Mullen. Oh, you have a studio right at your place?
Yeah, I have just like a small overdub studio for like mixing and doing overdubs and.
So you wouldn't do full on tracking there.
It really just depends.
Yeah.
You know, I could. I mean, I really only have 4 channels of like good preamps and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I could, but I track mostly when I'm doing records. I track like everything live, like as much live as I can. You know, like drums and bass. And,
yeah.
Like most everything I do, just like a whole band playing. So yeah, I usually just like get a studio for that, and then.
Where'd you do your last? Where'd you do your last album at? Songs for Nobody.
Trace Horse.
Okay.
It's here in Nashville. It's a really cool tiny studio. These 2 guys, and then there's another silent partner that I think kind of fronted the money for their studio. And there's 2 younger guys, and they just have a really nice studio with like a Neve board. 1028, I think. 1028 Neve board, and then just like tons of outboard gear. So we just kind of cram into this little space, and then just there's a piano room, and then there's an ISO booth for the steel, and then we just put like the rest of the band in one room, and then just track it all live, and then like we'll do. I don't know. We have a session booked right now. We're gonna try to do 8 songs in one day
for like your next album coming out.
Yeah, or whatever. I'm not like sure what it's gonna be yet. I'm just kind of recording because these songs are just like there's just so many of them, and I don't really know.
I was
going to
ask about
together.
that. You've been kind of like on a every 2-year thing for the last few albums. Is that just happen naturally because you have them, or is that planned out? Like, how do you ever,
Well, this last one was supposed to come out a year ago, so it came out a year late.
Okay.
Yeah, I recorded it twice, because I recorded it with this guy in Detroit, and then we had a falling out, and then he like we just kind of like cut ties, and then I re-recorded it myself.
Oh, you recorded
in
it.
Nashville.
You recorded it yourself.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's a great sounding album. I mean, nice job.
I mean, I had an engineer,
okay.
a really great engineer, but yeah, I did it myself. I did like the producing myself, but I have the studio I use here with the two guys that run it. Preston is a really great tracking engineer, and we've like had a really good time working together.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not like by any means like a great engineer. I have like a very I have like a good enough knowledge about what sounds like what and what mics sound like what, and like I know what I want to do. But like as far as like turning knobs, and especially with the outboard stuff, that's all permanent. Like once you set it, you're stuck with it. So like you don't really like when it comes to like plugins and being in the box, so that stuff doesn't scare me at all, because it's all digital recall,
Yeah, you can always redo it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so that's all my kind of engineering has always been kind of Pro Tools operational, not like a guy that's like really like I'm not really like a analog engineer. I mean, I have minimal experience with it, but yeah, I mean, it's really good to have like a good engineer for that stuff.
I mean, that's a great skill to have. What do you do on your, like, are you doing acoustic guitar and singing, or like, because you said you try to do it with a band live, but you play a bunch of different shit, right? You started out as a drummer, right?
Yeah. I use a drummer here. His name's Dan Pratt, and I pretty much use him on everything I do. I use him on all my music, and when I produce records, I use him.
Okay, nice.
I was just at his house today.
There's a song on I Want to Believe. I can't remember the name of it now. The drums are fucking bananas.
Yeah.
But like it feels like the instrumentation on the new album like changes from song to song almost. No, like some are a little bit more rockabilly. Like Delta Woman, right, has that weird. I thought I was having an acid flashback where it fucking kind of wobbles out on you.
Yeah, that one was tracked. So I kind of have like the chord guys that I use. Well, they're not all guys, but chord people I use for like everything I'm doing here is a pedal steel player and guitar player. So he plays pedal steel and guitar, and then his name's Adam, and then Danny on drums, and then this piano player, his name is Zach Vinson. And those are the guys that have pretty much been in every session that I've done in the last 2 years, like producing or otherwise, or my own music. So Adam played all that steel and then a lot of that electric guitar on that, and I played all the acoustics on that. And but yeah, I mean, that's all like the same guys, and then I use different bass players a lot.
What's up with Karen?
Kind of weird.
Is she still your like touring?
Yeah, she plays a lot of she played all the upright bass on that record. Yeah, she tours with me, so she's like great on the upright bass. She's not really like an electric bass player though. It's like, I mean, she can do it, but it's not really like. She played some electric bass on the record though. She played electric bass on the title track. So she does it. It's just not like her main bag, She's more of an upright bass player.
Yeah, right on.
She's good at upright. She's got like really good intonation, which is something that a lot of upright bass players just don't have.
Yeah.
She's got like really good intonation. So it's I don't know, but like as far as electric bass goes, I use a I've been using this guy named Brandon. He's really great. And then I also used a guy named Jack Lawrence for a session.
I'm sure in
He's,
Nashville you have like just some pretty sick motherfuckers to pick from down there.
That's the thing is with bass is like there's so many different kinds of style of bass. It really just depends on the record you're kind of making, you know. And I think it's kind of funny that seems to be the instrument I keep changing.
Yeah.
Because it's like the least. I feel like it's for most people it's kind of like the least. But I mean, you could have a drummer playing one beat and have change the bass player on it, and it's going to change the song. You know, anytime you change the bass player, it's going to change everything about it.
That's interesting. What made you decide to move to Nashville?
Well,
like you're a Michigan dude, and then you basically were just on the road for like fucking 600 years, right?
Yeah, I was out pretty much full time for a decade, so I just needed to live somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't even have a place to live when COVID hit. I was living at a place that got destroyed by the tornado.
In Nashville, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so when COVID hit, I had to get a new place because I was just going to wing it. I was like, well, I'll be on tour all year anyways.
Oh, fuck.
So I'll just like kind of hang out and then figure something out when winter comes around again. What I've done that a lot. I think I kind of did that last year too, because last year I kind of stayed. Yeah, I kind of stayed at my buddy's house last year for most of the year. I didn't even have a place for like a whole year, so yeah, I mean, it was still pretty transient, but yeah, I got a place. Like I moved into a place as soon as I figured out that I wasn't going to be touring at all this year.
And you were going to be out pretty much the whole year. Like you do a lot of road work, right?
Yeah. You know, I had like a European tour that was 2 months long, and then I had a U.S. tour that was like 4 months long. So it was going to be pretty much just out all year because the record came out in April, so I was supposed to go on the road like a week after that, and that's right when everything got canceled. So
have you you obviously can't support the record with shows, so have you been doing any live stream kind of stuff? Like, what have you done anything to try to push the record, in a different way since you're stuck home?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some live streams like the first couple of weeks when the album came out to kind of just, promote it. But then it just kind of got to a point where it was like, I didn't really feel like doing them anymore because it was just me and an acoustic guitar, and it just wasn't really like. I just, I'd like to do more, but I'm not, I'm not like in like close musical, like it's like the people that I play with. We're not like working on, we're not working on like doing live streams,
Yeah.
Like we're working on like new music and stuff. So
you're just pushing forward, is basically what.
Yeah. I'm not like too worried about it. As far as if I go on tour next year, the album will sell.
Yeah.
It's you got a tour to sell an album. I mean, I sold copies, but it wasn't like. I mean, it was like the lowest selling album that I've made in like a decade.
Wow. And I mean, it's a fantastic album.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's not a big deal. It'll sell eventually, It's just, people don't just records anymore unless they're at shows.
Yeah.
They'll stream them, and it did good streaming wise. So I mean, people heard it, It's not like all negative,
Do you think any of your strong songs have ever been used by a stripper?
Like a stripper that I like.
I don't know.
in a club or like
if
my
you
friend or like a friend that I have that's a stripper.
if you had to pick a song of yours like that would be like the best suited for a stripper, what song would that be of yours?
I don't know. I guess probably something sad.
Something, yeah, you could go dark with it.
Yeah, something really sad where it was like crying and stripping at the same time.
Like kind of
type
David
thing.
Lynch shit. I see what you're going.
Yeah.
All right. If you had to strip for a song, would it go the same way? Would you take something?
If I had to strip for a
to,
song, probably do something like Bob Dylan.
By Bob Dylan, yeah, like "Girl from the North Country,"
like his disco
Spanish
stuff,
leather.
like
okay,
like the Hurricane or something like that.
Okay, right on.
Like where there's like lots of fast drum beats.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. You quick stripper. You kind of did that in the "Songs for Nobody" video a little bit, right?
Did I strip in that? I forget. I thought I just took my jacket off. I mean, I think everything else was in your imagination, big guy.
You know, it's running wild. You know, during these crazy times.
Yeah.
You coop me up in a house, and I got nothing to do but think.
Think about what's underneath my wife's beater.
So what, like, I feel your songs, like the instrumentation and the way they're written are very unique. So like, how do you write? Like, does shit just come to you, or do you sit down and write a song with acoustic guitar and then figure out how you want stuff, or do you like let people kind of go wild, like do their own thing in the studio? No.
I mean, yeah, but I don't. It's kind of a combination. So I'm really like a big fan of putting people in like one room.
Okay.
You know,
like a band situation, or what do you?
Yeah, but like say it's a song that I think should sound like this, but I put a mandolin and a fiddle player in one room, and then you put a drummer, you know, in that room, and then you put a piano in a different room, and then you put like steel in another room, and then you know everybody plays it together.
Okay.
And then it's like if you're not going to have mandolin on a song, like you don't have mandolin come that day, and if you're not going to have fiddle, you don't have fiddle that day, you know.
But you have it worked out in your head. You have like a certain, like say 10 instruments that'll be on the album, and then you have each song like.
Yeah. So a lot of times what I do is I'll book like 5 songs in a day in the studio, and like that day there'll be like a Telecaster player, and then the next day there'll be a mandolin player, and it's pretty rare that they would both be on
the same song. Yeah, I got you.
But like not unheard of. So what you do is like you might just not have them there, and then you might just put a guitar over it, you know, eventually. You know, like just overdub a guitar if you want that, you know, and but for the most part I think it's best just to have like really great musicians all playing off of each other, you know?
Yeah. So, and when you like write the song, you just have that in mind, like, you know,
spots
here and there.
Yeah, I definitely have instrumentation in mind for the songs.
Like there was one with like what the fuck song was it? With like the lady backup vocals that just like kept going on and on.
She just texted me like 20 minutes ago. That's crazy. Mimi.
What song was that? It was a new album.
I don't know. She did most of the backing vocals on my record.
But
I mean, I did some of them and she did some of them, and
what did you say?
No, I'm sorry. I think I interrupted you. Where were you?
I don't even fucking know.
Are you drunk?
I'm drinking. Yeah, that's the point. You know.
I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
Yeah. Well,
you know, I thought I saw that on the poster for the thing.
Yeah.
So I was like curious if you were supposed to, or if I was supposed to be drinking. I didn't even know.
Yeah, you were, but did not. It seems like it seems like you're a little sleepy, but maybe cocaine. 15 lines of cocaine on a fucking Tuesday afternoon. Let's wake Nathan Kalish the fuck up.
You know, I had rehearsal today at 10 a.m.
Oh, sure, okay.
and then I came back, and then I started doing some demos on some songs, and so I am a little tired, but I was gonna power through to the end of the day. I was gonna get drunk after this.
Okay.
Like now, I think that I should have done it before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're doing all right. You're
Okay.
I want to talk about aliens. What's up with that? Like the last album had a lot of alien themes, right?
The last album.
The last album. Yeah, sorry.
The last
Yes,
before last album.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, there was some alien stuff on there. Yeah, I just wanted to have fun with it.
Yeah.
I like aliens. I like Star Trek. I like science fiction. I like, I think there's aliens. Yeah, I believe in aliens.
Have you ever had an experience?
Yeah, I mean, I saw like a crazy UFO one time. Like I was outside of Las Vegas, like west towards Las Vegas in the desert, and probably about an hour away, and you can start to kind of see the lights because it's so flat out there. It was at night.
Yeah.
And I saw this crazy thing in the sky, and it had about 6 lights on it, and it looked like an airplane in a way, but it was jumping back and forth from side to side, like, and then stopping in midair. I mean, it could have been like an F-16 or something. I think, like maybe like something that could kind of like hover, but it was just moving so fast and sporadically. Like I just had never seen anything like that.
There are like a lot of military bases out in that area.
Yeah. I mean, it could be something that we've never heard of either.
Yeah.
I mean, like they have a lot of airplanes that we don't find out about the technology that they have until like 20 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could have been anything, but it was like I've never seen anything move like that before.
What do you think aliens would eat?
Probably human brain.
You think like zombies? Yeah, or like it seems like I always think of aliens as like so much more evolved than us, that they just like live on some kind of like glucose paste that they like non.
Maybe they are vegetarians or vegans. They're probably vegans.
You would think so, right? Like it's weird to picture an alien milking anything.
Yeah, and I just think that they probably also are very advanced. And I think that the more advanced humans get, the less animal products we'll probably use.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily the most humane or healthy stuff. So I think that people, if you're already traveling outer space, you've probably hit a certain level of advance that we haven't hit.
That's what my roommate, who's on the couch over there, he's doing IT, but he like drinks beers all day while he does it. But he just got a fairly cheap box, like a 10-pack of Beyond Burgers today, and it was like a reasonable price. Because they're usually like 2 for $8 or something like that. Like $4 a burger is like kind of a bit to spend. This was like $15 for 10 or something like that. And I think eventually all fast food will go towards that, because if you're eating a Big Mac, you're already taking like a leap of faith that that's beef, in the first place. Like it doesn't resemble beef in any possible way if you've ever had beef, So why couldn't that be a healthier, more sustainable thing,
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of that stuff has so much filler in it anyways. It's not really beef.
Yeah, well, exactly. But why not just make it straight up? Why not? Because McDonald's does use a lot of cows. It doesn't seem like it is, but
I think White Castle was always those were always like soy anyways.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
I love those the White Castle doubles, man. I'll fuck.
But they probably put like beef bouillon in it or something.
Yeah, right.
Like
just a shit ton of salt.
Fat.
Yeah, to make it. Well, that's the thing. Like, ideally, you can figure out a way to make stuff with like vegetables and without throwing a bunch of fucking salt and whatever into it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite road food?
Like fast food or like good quality.
Let's go fast food for now.
Okay, like if it's got to be fast food, I usually go to like Chipotle.
Okay, yeah, I for the first time in my life this year, I got myself into a little bit of Chipotle habit during quarantine because it's so easy. I can order it on my phone during a dog walk, it's ready for me right afterwards, and I don't have to talk. You just walk in and pick it up from the shelf. They have like a top-notch fucking quarantine setup.
I don't even know. I haven't really been eating out much since the quarantine. I just mostly cook at home. But
what kind of shit you?
Yeah, on the road, Chipotle is always, you know.
Have you ever tried the touring band's eat for free trick?
I heard about it. I've never tried it though. No, I don't think so. Maybe I have. I don't remember.
We never have either. Like Tiger Piss rolled up once, and it was like to a Chipotle with a line of like 30 people out the door, and we were just like, "There's if we walk in here." You have to
call ahead.
Yeah, I think they would have just thrown us the fuck out. Like I think, and you probably need to go when it's not super fucking busy. But I've seen there was some Facebook group that was like, let's all pretend we're a band going on tour, and it was basically like a Facebook group of people from bands, like just bring up all the stupid shit you fight about while you're touring.
Oh yeah, I was on that.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But there was a comment about that, and people said that they had gotten Chipotle for free from that. Also, Illegal Pete's, is that a place?
I don't know.
There's
What's
another.
It called?
I think it was called Illegal Pete's. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. There was another place that definitely gives touring bands free food.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that stuff before. I just figured that you roll it to Chipotle and they'd be like, "Oh, you're in a band, okay," and then they pull out a little Caesar's hot and ready and give it to you.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. What's your go-to? What do you get when you go to Chipotle?
I get like a rice bowl with like a bunch of Mexican looking things on it.
Are you veg?
No, I'm glutarded.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like the preferred nomenclature anymore, you know, with like all this,
yeah,
you know, socially conscious. But yeah,
you don't eat gluten. So you eat rice? No, you don't eat rice.
No, I eat rice. Yeah.
Okay, rice is not gluten. I don't. It shows what the
No,
fuck I know.
No,
right.
It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you do a bowl.
Basically like corn, rice. Like it's not even
not
honestly,
flour.
It's not even wheat. For me, I eat wheat, but what I don't really like is just processed bleached wheat. That's what makes me sick.
Okay.
Like pizza and like white bread and like you know, cheap beer. Like, but when I go to Europe, I eat like tons of bread in Europe, and it's never affects me negatively at all. You know, because it's like they're using ancient grain. They're not using the Monsanto like 3 times a year harvest. You know, bleached wheat, you know. So I don't really think it's necessarily the gluten, you know, as much as it is just like the poison.
Well, you don't get to be the fucking world superpower without fucking poisoning the shit out of your people, Nate.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, look at China, like that's how they got there.
Yeah, I mean, well,
America's a close second, I guess.
I think that's the interesting thing is like they're about to take over, and they're as bad or worse than us. It's like, you know,
they're way worse than we are. I mean, like they kill people like on the reg. You know, like at least we like do it secretly.
Yeah.
Like they just do it out in the open. So I mean,
Fair.
they're worse. I mean, like we just pretend like, you know, at least we pretend like we have freedom and stuff. You know, over there they just don't even care. They don't care to, you know, fake it.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people in, you know, Hong Kong because. Is it Hong Kong or is it Beijing? No, it's Hong Kong.
I think it was Hong Kong. The riots were.
Yeah, I feel bad for them because they had, you know, they were part of kind of like the UK till like 1999, and now they're getting kind of overrun with the.
Yeah. But they give them more. They have more liberties. They have more liberties than the mainland China, but not the same.
Yeah, but they don't.
Had.
But they're getting it's getting it taken away. Yeah.
I mean, but if you think about post 9/11 America, it's not. I don't know how much. You know, I think you can make some parallels.
Yeah, I mean, like they're always going to be trying to take away your rights. That's kind of their job. I mean, that's kind of like what government's job is.
Yeah.
Government's job is to uniform things and make it safer for people, and you know, in that they always kind of take away freedom. And that's, you know, that's like why government is, you know, like always kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to take comfort in the fact that you can vote them out. That's like the one difference that you have, and
Absolutely.
that's like the way that I always feel about the difference between Democrats. It's like they're always pro big government and pro having too much bloated infrastructure and this and that, put it in the school systems, put it in like and they just kind of throw money at problems. They don't actually do anything good with it or fix it, And then Republicans, they just like want the private sector to do it all because, and I think they're kind of both kind of screwed up ideas. But like the one that I like more is the one that you can vote out. You can't vote out Jeff Bezos. You know?
Well, I mean, when you get like a trillion, Amazon's about to be or is $1 trillion corporation. That's more the GDP of most states, some countries. So like,
and the thing is you don't have control over Jeff Bezos.
Exactly.
Like nobody controls that guy. Whereas, like, I mean, at least Donald Trump, you can vote him out. Like, so that's like the main difference, I think. Is like if you have a Republican oligarchy type thing going on, where it's like more about private businesses just running crazy. Like that's, I think, more poisonous than your government spending money poorly.
But at the same time, I think like once you allow someone to amass that much money, they own the Democrat. They own both parties as much as each other. So there's no.
It's true.
There's
I mean,
no
that's like one thing that I think somebody should just run on the platform to get rid of Citizens United and
there
take
you
money
go.
out of politics.
I agree with you fully. If you just
and they should run on putting people on like the Senate on
term limits,
fixed term limits.
There you go.
And then I think right there you would solve most of the problems that we have.
What's a good name for the party? Because I've been thinking the same.
It doesn't
thing.
even have to be a party. It could be just anybody that runs on that platform, and then they say they're gonna resign as soon as they accomplish that.
That's a fucking I think that's a beautiful idea. Just seriously.
And so many Republicans would vote for it, and so many Democrats would vote for it. Like the honest people would vote for it. And there's honest people on both
sides. 6
sides
of them that are in fucking government. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I think
that's the only way that anything is going to get better at this point.
I think it would be hard to oppose that. Like, okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You're corrupt, and I'm going to run, and I'm just going to beat you. And it doesn't matter. Like, the government will run it, whatever. Would you be willing to be a candidate?
Yeah, I think that's the only, real kind of way there's going to be a future to our country.
Is if we start becoming candidates and start taking positions and taking.
I don't want to be a candidate, man.
No, you don't.
I don't care who does it. I think somebody that would be just anybody that would be super just anybody it could be it could be a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't. It's just somebody that it's not the point,
Yeah.
Like somebody. It could be an outspoken Republican,
but just not you.
That has no other platform that just does that, or an outspoken Democrat. It could be Bernie Sanders, and that's his only platform.
I mean,
or AOC or whoever.
And AOC and Bernie have both proposed AOC was if you lobby for any industry, or if you're paid by any industry, you can't vote on any of their issues for a certain amount of years.
And see, that's cool, and I think that's cool. But then, if you really, really care about the future of the country, take everything else out of your platform and just run on those two basic things.
Okay.
And then
I'm into it.
Then nobody can deny you. It's one thing if you're those are two parts of your platform, but then you have this long list of things that nobody agrees with, on both sides. People are oh, that's too far left or that's too far right, and it's if you just take something very simple and just run on that, only.
See, sometimes on this podcast, I put up a picture of just you. For you right now, I would put up just a picture of your album.
Mm-hmm.
So and I couldn't find just the picture, so I have just it's 2 of the albums. And you were very clean cut. You look very Roy Orbison in that. But then I'll go piss right off to the side of the camera into a jug of water, one empty jug of water. So I feel like that's going to get brought up in a attack ad against me if I run for, like senator per se.
Well, we just need to find a candidate that we can just
Exactly.
run
We don't.
for our party.
Yeah, we've.
I mean, what if that was the party, though? I mean, think about it. If it was just one party and they only had two goals.
Yeah, I know. I think it's literally. This has been on my mind a lot lately. Like, not fucking around. I'm completely seriously with you. I think get money out of politics and term limits for senators. Just those two.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be pro-gun, you can be anti-abortion, you can be whatever. A bunch of things, like you can be anti-gun or you can be whatever. And I don't give a fuck. If you say you're going to quit once this is over and then we can get money out and then have a legitimate debate. Because who wants to see a debate between Biden and Trump? That's fucking insane. Like, no one...
I mean, neither of them are really good at forming sentences.
And there are no fucking ideas that anybody needs to fucking hear out of that. Like, you're not moving you're not in a global economy. You're not competing with anyone with one of those fucking motherfuckers helming the ship,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we have definitely like the two worst possible candidates running for president.
And it's on purpose. But I think exactly what my last guest is like a dude that works with like funding for like people buying houses, like not necessarily low income but mid income people buying houses in our area or whatever. And his thing was like, just fucking, if you're instead of complaining about something, get out there and do something. Like run for common council, run for city alderman or whatever. And I think you're kind of saying the same thing to an extent, like, but differently. Like, one party that just has one fucking goal that's like get the corruption out.
Well, in Sweden they have like a bunch of parties. I think it's like 7 or something or 9 or something like that. And each one, the name of the party is what they're, lobbying for. So if you're like, you have the education party, you have like the workers party, you have like the health party, you have the environmental party, and that's what they're called. So when you're voting for. Like if you're voting for a position for somebody and you feel like the environment needs help, then you vote for the environmental party,
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking simple. Like whereas in America it's like you're voting for big government or small government, and they're both big government.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and
one of them is like
one's socially conservative and then one's like socially liberal, but like it's confusing, it doesn't really they're kind of the same thing in a lot of ways, and then they're different on a few finite things, and then
on purpose. The finite things are definitely on purpose as well. Like no Republicans want a bunch of black dudes with fucking AR-15s living anywhere near their fucking neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most Democrats, like, they're that you can find the same flaws with them as well. Like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people that just they vote for the stuff they've always voted for, and I don't think it's a whole lot more than that. I don't think a lot of people have nefarious reasons or are angry or are even there. I don't think that a lot of people, feel like the same as the people that are running for their parties. I think they just don't know what to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, well, it's obvious that I think there's studies that show that, like the Senate and the House of Representatives, they're lawmakers, and the laws they make are not in line with the ideas of the people. Like marijuana legalization has been, widely popular. But they're so behind it because they regulate, they make laws for.
I keep thinking the Republicans are going to legalize it.
They might.
I
mean, who the fuck knows?
I think that would be just so funny if they were the ones that legalized marijuana.
I mean, it wouldn't be that fucking weird. Like they regulate for the people that pay them.
If they legalized marijuana and like decided that they didn't hate gay marriage anymore, like I just think that they would probably just stay in power forever.
Well, that's basically libertarian. Well, that's libertarianism. I mean, what you just explained is libertarianism. But the problem with that is that if you just if you unregulate stuff now, the fucking 6 rich people are just going to literally own everything. Like, it's like Monopoly if one person owned everything to start with. Like, you have to regulate. Like FDR and, like the Teddy Roosevelt and the Trust Busters. Like, you just can't, once people own that much of influence over everything, you have to regulate it as a society. Otherwise, things get super dark, and very dystopian, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's already, like, that ship is already sailed here. Man.
Yeah, it has. I mean, when people, some dude has $46 billion and somebody dies because they can't afford insulin, that's crazy. It's not.
Well, I mean, Jeff Bezos, he's making like $1 million a minute or something right now, I think, right?
Something like that.
It's crazy.
And it's just like,
I don't know what it is, but I mean, I have no idea what the actual numbers are, but I was using that as like, it's something ridiculous.
It
like
is like it almost, it's like, it's either going to make money not make sense at all, like money doesn't mean anything anymore, or, it's like they're going to take control of everything. Are you going to play us a tune?
No, sorry. You can hear that. I'm sorry.
No, rock on, man. We got a couple minutes left.
No, I wasn't playing. I was just like holding the guitar. You know when you're holding the guitar and you make noises with your left hand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I know you could hear it. Usually it's too noisy to hear anything in here.
Yeah.
I turned the AC up though earlier, so it's really quiet in here. Which I'm glad I did that. I didn't even think about this.
Is it hot as fuck down there?
No, I mean, when I record, I turn the AC off, so
yeah,
it's like fine. I'm good for like a few hours, and then I'll probably turn it on again like 2 or 3 hours after.
This has been
after
like
recording.
Hot as fuck winter, or like basically in May it started being 90 degrees or plus every day, and it hasn't stopped till like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
In New York, so it's been hot. I mean, it's probably hotter in Tennessee, but it's been a very hot fucking.
It's like 80 degrees here, I think.
Yeah, today it's like 75 to 80, and it's very pleasant. I don't know.
But I don't leave the house, so it doesn't really affect me.
What's up with ribs? You get down with ribs?
Like broken ribs or like
fucking pork ribs or beef ribs even.
Yeah, I like beef ribs. I like pork ribs too. I like beef ribs, like if they have barbecue sauce on them.
Okay.
And then I like pork ribs with like if they're like with dry rub.
Okay, Oh, that's Memphis style? No, is that Memphis style?
Tennessee style, yeah.
Tennessee style, where it's just dry rub and you have some sauce to dip it in, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
That's Tennessee style barbecue.
That's pork. All right, and then the beef, you want the sauce right on the motherfucker.
I do. I like them slow cooked.
All right. I think they're right. You can't. Ribs are always soft cooked, right?
What about them?
Ribs are always slow cooked, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times they slow cook them and then they put them on the grill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
To give them lines. I don't really like with beef. I don't really care about that because with beef they kind of fall apart after they're slow cooked.
Yeah, like a short rib.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think that if you're gonna do ribs on a grill, like the pork is kind of the way to go with that. But I like mine with Tennessee style, so it's like not really like you don't really have to grill them,
Yeah. Did we determine what song you were gonna strip to?
Yeah, I was going to Dylan song, remember?
Which one?
I don't remember which Bob. It was going to be like
Bob
one
Dylan. Hurricane.
Yeah, something like off of that like weird album where
Desire.
Face
Yeah,
painted.
Desire's really
like where everything was. Where everything was like disco-y sounding,
Okay.
That record. That's like what I would want to dance to, like dystopian.
That song "ISIS"
music.
was one of my favorite songs when I was a kid, like younger, like when I first got into Bob Dylan. That.
Yeah.
I married ISIS on the 5th day of May. There's lots of fiddle and it's fucking weird sounding.
Yeah, the fiddle on that record is great. It's
Yeah.
like super out of tune and sloppy and awesome.
He
just found that girl on the side of the street too, I think.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah. He didn't even like try her out.
Well,
in the fiddle world, her style is called folk fiddle.
Yeah, is that what it's called? Yeah.
It's like fiddle player is kind of like I don't know, man. I heard a funny story about that particular woman actually from
Yeah.
somebody. Like she was teaching fiddle camp and she showed up and like was like trying to teach jazz fiddle, but she like couldn't play jazz fiddle. So
Okay.
yeah,
But
I
she's
don't
like,
know.
I'm the woman that was on Bob Dylan's Desire, so
That's like how she gets the gigs now. You know?
yeah. Wow. I mean, I
That's
guess
how
if you
she gets
got
the
that,
gigs.
what was it? Like a Rolling Stone. I heard a weird song about that where that piano part like was like some dude that was an intern and just like slipped in there and like did that piano part, which is like the
On
hook of that
on
fucking
which
song.
album?
On the song like a Rolling Stone, like a roll,
Oh yeah.
like there's a piano hook to it, and it was just that
Mhm.
wasn't the piano. The piano player like stepped out, and some dude like fucking homie just like snaggled his way
Yeah.
in there and fucking did like and that's I think that line. I think that's a song like Rolling Stone, yeah, where it has that piano part. Whatever.
Where was that recorded?
I'm
What
not
album was that
sure.
on?
That's on. Let's do some fucking research here, right? Like a Rolling Stone. I want to say it's on Bringing It All Back Home, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that was recorded. Sometimes like I'll just go for walks here in Nashville and I'll like go to famous studios and like look in the windows.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's like one nice thing about living here is I can just go down to Music Row and like
Oh,
find.
it's on Highway 61. I didn't think that, but yeah, okay.
I think that was a Nashville record.
Maybe it was.
I'm not sure though. I know that Nashville Skyline and then Blonde on Blonde was half here. I think that was the other one, but I don't know.
Who the
I
fuck
think he
knows?
mostly does stuff out in LA now. I guess like where he mostly records.
Fucking typical. All right. Well, what's anything else you want to throw in before I let you go here?
Just like drink lots of water, brush your teeth, call your mom,
All right. Just
make
wholesome.
good choices.
Two-party system. Yeah, we still need a name for it, I think, but
Let's call it warm audio.
warm audio. The warm audio. Yeah. Just weird.
Warm audio
One.
party.
All right. Fair enough. All right, dude. Well, I love the fucking new album, and
Thanks, buddy.
it's one of the things. Like I did, my friend Paul Heath the other day. I do one every 2 weeks. I think he was last week or the week before or whatever. But his band Dead Unicorn, I forgot how good they were until I started. Until I listened to them getting ready for the episode, and I forgot how good you were until I started listening to you for this. So I'm gonna, I'm excited to listen to the new album a bunch.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's all just like computer processed and auto-tuned and
what a
didn't really
fucking cunt you fucking you yawning ass bastard. What is the song? Fucking Pam and Tim. I think that's my favorite.
Yeah, man. I had to tune everything on that. I even had to tune the drum set on that.
It's fucking. That's fucking.
I'm joking.
What is that called? When it's
Auto-tune.
No, when like Abby Hoffman, like what he did. What is he was like? I don't know. When you're trying to overthrow the system, I feel like that song is like in that vein.
Who's
Abby
Hoffman? I feel like I should know that name, and I feel like I've heard it a million times. And I feel stupid because I
think he's some dude that did a bunch of weird shit in the '60s. I don't know really who it is very well either, but
okay.
All right.
I feel bad. I'm gonna have to look that up now too.
Hey, I love you, bud.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
Fuck yeah, dude. Be good.
All right, bye.
All right, that was Nathan Kalish. Well, I brought my pee gallon jug downstairs just in case that I had to pee during that, but I didn't. So, all right, we still got Una here. She's still fucking not enthused at all by this. So, we're going to take a quick break, pee in a toilet like a person, and then we'll talk to Dave Pannullo. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned, bitches. All right, welcome back to 15 Beers on Tuesday afternoon, episode 15. Una, it's coming right back. How was your break, Una? What'd you do? She doesn't give a fuck about the show. I love you, though. All right, we just talked to Nathan Kalish. Now we're going to call up David Pannullo. That last song during the break was Wolf in Sheep's Clothing from Shadow Witch. Let's give my homie a call, right?
Hello.
What's up, motherfucker?
What's up, motherfucker?
How you doing? What?
I am punching sober in the yam bag and giving let's get drunk a good game.
Wait, you're doing what now? Oh, you're punching I've been sober in the what bag?
The yam bag.
Okay, fuck yeah, dude.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Yes.
So you got off work?
Well, I got home a little after 5 and took a quick shower and started drinking tequila.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Prepping to talk to you, my friend.
Right on, dude. And I don't know, do we want to talk about music before we jump into fuck giant corporations, or do we want to talk about fuck giant corporations and then talk about music?
Let's talk about music first. Let's talk about music first. I'm a little angry with the whole second half.
Okay, yeah. I mean, which is fine. I mean, it's a good episode for me if the angrier you are, you know.
Oh, good.
Like
I was putting forth my fury earlier today amongst my coworkers.
The less yawning, the better. But you know, whatever.
No yawning from me today.
Okay.
No yawning from me.
I get it.
I got a good night's sleep last night, actually.
You what? You did get enough sleep?
Yeah. I've been getting up really fucking early, so I've been making sure I've been getting to bed earlier than I normally do.
All right. So what have you been doing musically during this quarantine? Shadow Witch. Have you guys practiced since this started?
Actually, this past Sunday was the first practice we've had since about maybe March.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt good. It felt really, really, really good. I was prepared. For once, I was prepared. It felt really good.
Yeah.
I
you
was proud of
usually
myself.
not? Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say I'm not, but I definitely did my homework.
Okay. Like that band is weird because it's kind of like Earl is kind of like a boss, and like Jeremy writes most of the riffs, obviously, right? Or no? Do you and him split the riff writing?
Well, Jeremy definitely brings a little bit more to the table, but in regard, I definitely give my input as well. But when it comes down to writing the songs, we all just put in our equal like ideas and things, and give or take a couple things here and there where someone's like, I just really want this to be like this, which hey man, when you're that spirit about it, I can understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. So and you finally got Zipperly playing drums, right?
Yeah, we got the Zip behind the kit.
That's great. Yeah,
I've been trying to get him behind the kit for a while now, and I finally broke him down. It took a couple of years, but I finally broke him down, and because we played together in the Blind Ambassadors.
Absolutely.
And he's such an easy person to play drums with, and he's an amazing drummer.
Yeah.
And it's good to bring him into the fold now because he's bringing a very different dynamic into it because he's so. I guess taught.
Yeah, he's very technical drummer. Like Doug.
Yeah, even musically, like he could tell you like a note. Like, oh no, that's not the note you're looking for. You're looking for this note.
Wow. Yeah. That's what I mean. Doug is very because he was your drummer for most of your recordings. Is that correct?
Yeah, he was on Disciples of the Crow and the latest album, which. For some reason, I have Beneath the Shadow of the Witch.
Because you guys put out so many fucking albums. Yeah, you guys.
It's only our third.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it was when Doug joined the band, he just brought this intensity to us, and made us realize, like, you know what, we can just drop the hammer.
Yeah,
to put it very simply.
he's a very aggressive drummer. He's good.
Yeah, I loved it. I was all about it. You know me,
Yeah.
I have such a big metal background, so
Yeah.
to hear all his aggression, I was like, yeah.
So you guys practiced for the first time the other day. Like, are you working on new stuff, or are you just like going over the old stuff? What was the practice like?
So for the most part, we just so we practiced over at Earl's house at the Downward Spiral, and we pretty much set up all the drum mics and set up all the audio and
oh shit, nice.
We have everything prepped to pretty much record anything that we're about to start to embark on. But we mostly after that was all done, we just pretty much ran through the new album, and just kind of because honestly the last album came out back in February, and everything that we were going to do to tour for it got just fucking canceled.
Yeah.
So we never canceled. We never toured the new album.
Yeah.
And in some respects, it looks like we might not. And we might just start writing another album. By the time the next album comes out, we're gonna just be touring almost like 2 albums, I guess. I'm assuming.
Have you like considered doing like live stream videos or like even those videos where it's like all 4 of you playing along to it at home kind of looks cool, like trying to promote the album in different ways than touring, you know?
No, you make a good point. Ultimately it came down to Jeremy, the guitar player. Him and his wife have some pretty fairly major medical issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they are definitely taking a lot of precautions.
Yeah.
And for Jeremy to come out and finally like to be able to jam the other day was tremendous.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like make some videos of each of you in your homes playing along. You know what I'm saying? Like doing some like kind of quarantine almost themed videos. Like
yeah, definitely. It gets a little weird because where Jeremy lives, he has horrible internet, so he wouldn't be able to do it. And then Justin has children, so that becomes an issue also.
So
whereas myself, I'm just a free spirit.
Yes, you are. Godzilla Mothra 2020.
Yeah, that's how it should be. And you know what? Now from ISIS, that song "ISIS of Desire" is a great fucking song.
I love that fucking song. Yeah,
I really love that album. That's actually
it's really good.
I love that album.
She wore a necktie and a Panama hat. It was that Black Diamond Bay where it's all about like a volcano erupting. Like that'd be a great thrash song. It's a lot of words for a thrash song, but like it's all about everyone's reaction to the fact that they're all going to die on this island because this volcano is erupting. It's like
exactly.
It's pretty fucking good, man.
You know, when not early '80s thrash, there's a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
So you just got to do it like Municipal Waste should cover it. That's what it comes down to.
Nice. So, and I'm sorry, did you say you were writing new shit with Shadow Witch, or no? You just like went through the old shit.
Yeah, we went through some old stuff just to kind of get levels and see how things are sounding, and it looks like because we just have so many riffs.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're gonna kind of start throwing things at the wall. We have a couple things that we were doing right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're gonna just start working on the next album because not like we can really play shows.
Yeah.
Locally, the only place that's really has any live shows is Keegan's.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I talked to Tommy Keegan yesterday to see about getting something going, but we're just so out of the loop right now. We don't have a long enough set.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
3 hours is like a big deal.
Yeah, and we haven't played in like 5 months. So.
Yeah, I mean 3 hours for an original band is like a very daunting task,
Yeah, well, we have 3 like 45-minute albums, so it'd be like in our entire catalog.
Yeah, and I mean like it's weird because like Tiger Pits, for instance, has probably 3 hours of recorded music, but we haven't played half of those songs in so long that it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like some of them were just album songs that were just fucking, this is on an album, we're never playing this fucking song again, but
Indeed. Yeah, every band has a song or two that, or 3 or 4 or 5 that you just don't play anymore, or you just, it's on the album and, enjoy it on the album.
Well, that's always interesting with like bigger bands like Slayer and shit. Like, you know, when you have such a big catalog to go through, how do you pick your fucking songs, or you know?
Dude,
How
if
do you
I was
pick your
able to
sets?
pick like a set list for Slayer, not for nothing, I'd be picking some songs. I'd be like, why are you picking this fucking song?
Yeah,
Because
of course, everyone would.
Slayer's one of my all-time favorites. So like Read Between the Lies would have to be on the set, and
Okay.
I don't even think they ever played that song live.
The day before, 2 or 3 days before Clash of the Titans in the Orange County Fairgrounds.
Nice. Megadeth,
Um, yeah,
Testament.
like 3 days before that, like I was fucking at a friend's house hanging out for a while. Me and a girl, like midnight, 1 a.m, decided to go to
Oh
like
my goodness, what are you
no,
doing with that
no,
girl?
no. This is not going to go good. It doesn't end
Oh,
up
I'm sorry.
well. We go to the store. We go to the store to buy like no-dos. I think we're like playing Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. Buy no-dos and like mac and cheese. And
Okay.
we meet these two dudes, and they're like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons." He's like,
Was his name Sleepy Tom?
"No, dude." This dude he's like, "Oh, do you want to hang out at my house? I have a pool." So we go back to Dungeons and Dragons' house. We get a couple people from there. We go back to this dude's house. He does have a pool. He has like a mansion, pretty much. Like, you know,
Holy shit.
we're like fucking 16, 17. It's fucking whatever. I drink way.
All right, so it's a good possibility you just had a big house, not a mansion.
Yeah.
You're 17
Okay.
years old.
There was a hot tub, and a pool with a diving board.
All right.
But yeah, there's a hot tub. We were in there for a while. Is whatever. I eventually drank too much and threw up all over the place and was removed. You know, and
There was nothing written on your chest this time, though, right?
there was nothing written on my chest. But he had a driver that dropped me off like kind of towards my house.
Uh-huh.
So I just slept in the fucking woods, right? So I wake up in the woods. Like there's vomit everywhere. It's a disgrace, you know, just straight up disgrace.
It happens to the best of us, man. I woke up throwing up in a gazebo, so.
I get home, I go to sleep in the morning, and I sleep for 24 hours, and I wake up, and I had been listening to Live Undead, the EP, like over and over, like all
hell
that
yeah.
time, and I was like, holy shit, did I fucking miss the show? And I didn't. I woke up the same day. I woke up the morning of the show, and I had just had 24 hours of sleep, so I was fucking ready to go. You know, and you know, Megadeth starts. Carl Carlu, well, Alice in Chains starts.
That's Rust in Peace too. With
Alice
Megadeth,
in
right?
Chains starts, and fucking everyone. The guy Carl Diamond that drove us there was like made us listen to Alice in Chains the whole way there. It was like, these guys are fucking great. Listen to them. We're like, yeah, whatever. You know, and they fucking came on, and we were throwing, you know, everyone's throwing bottles at them. It was like, get the
Really?
fuck out of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
Considering the
like,
situation of how young they were.
It was like, because and that tour, you didn't know who was playing when. Like they mixed up the order every time, so it was like, and either Anthrax, Megadeth, or Slayer. Even today, if Alice in Chains was on, I'd be like, I'd rather hear one of those two. At that point in 1992, any one of those three bands in 1992 over Alice in Chains, you know, maybe 99 Megadeth. I don't want to hear over Alice in Chains, but
Yeah.
but then fucking I forget what Megadeth opened with, but Carl Carlu just fucking the pit opens and he just smashes me in the mouth. I get a bloody nose right off the fucking bat. But then
Good old Carl.
Slayer's playing, and I'm fucking mashing my way up front, and all of a sudden, you know, they stop the song. And I don't even think Tom Araya announced it or whatever, but he's like, da-da-da, da-da-da, and the Antichrist. And I was like, you know, that's on that EP that I've just been listening to over and fucking over and over and over and over and over.
Slayer songs.
And like, you know, this is the first time I saw Slayer. I've seen him like, I don't know, 8 or 9 times since. I don't think they've played the Antichrist ever since then.
I've seen him play him during the Still Raining tour.
Okay, right on. But that was you know, it was and almost Anthrax closed. And it was like, for me, of those bands, like Anthrax, I love them all.
Yeah.
Anthrax, it was like on the State of Euphoria, or the one after. It was on one after that even. Where Anthrax for me, Among the Living, like, you know.
Oh, Among the Living is a great album.
That's.
But that's so. Rust in Peace. Testament was Practice What You Preach.
Yeah.
Slayer was doing Seasons, right?
That time, I'm not sure. Like
I think they were doing seasons.
I don't know.
Because that was like 92, 91, 92, right?
No, see, I don't. Was Seasons out yet?
Yeah, seasons came out around 91 or so.
All right, maybe it was. There was a. They played. They did before that album came out. A Week in the Abyss.
Oh, well,
And it was 6 tours before the album was released, and the first one of them was There's a Chance.
Really?
And we were, we had our ride set up. We were like, fucking, blah, blah, blah. I had my fucking Sacred Reich t-shirt on.
Nice.
I'm fucking like...
Independent.
I go to fucking Burger King to get a milkshake while we're, beforehand, while everyone's like getting their shit together.
A solid decision.
There was like the metal girl that worked at Burger King. Like her teeth weren't so good, but she was kind of cute otherwise.
Did you give her a toothbrush?
She was older.
You should use this toothbrush. It's soft bristled.
But she was like, "Oh, you're going to that show? That's fucking amazing. It's we tried to go, but the tickets are sold out." And we were like, I was like, "What? The tickets sold out?" Oh, so I basically went back to the house and was like, "We're not going to the show because fucking." But I've heard it on cassette tape recording, and it's fucking amazing. It's like
nice.
They crushed it, and I would to see Slayer The Chance would have been fucking bananas. Like,
you know what? I've seen some really great shows at The Chance. It sucks that I just hate that place so much.
Yeah, it's like
I despise that. As a musician that has played that venue,
the pay to play
they do not give a
of it.
fuck
Yeah,
about
yeah.
any local acts. They fucking don't fucking care.
Dude, the story.
I actually went up there and asked for water, and they wanted to charge me, and I was like, "I'm one of the bands playing," and they were like, "It's too bad you got to pay for water."
They were like, "You're gonna pay double." Fuck you.
And not even a discount.
Yeah, I know. It's brutal.
One of my favorite shows that I've two of my favorite shows I've ever played have been in that building, and I fucking despise that place.
Which two shows? The Corrosion Conformity?
Yep, Corrosion Conformity is definitely one of them. That was an amazing experience.
Yeah,
being able to share stage with them.
Show. I think that band, the Mothership.
I got to talk to Pepper before everything, like before the show, and he was talking with Earl and all, and like this shooting shit. The second, if not maybe, honestly, might be even better than that Corrosion show was when Cold War Survivor opened up for Nico McBrain Damage.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
Dude, that was one of the most amazing.
And as a drummer from Iron Maiden playing in a Iron Maiden cover band.
Yeah, and they were playing the Loft.
Yeah, upstairs, which is like smaller. Yeah.
Dude, it's like playing like a bar. It's pretty much a bar. But the drummer to Iron Maiden is fucking playing a bar.
Yeah.
And there was nobody there. There was maybe 25 of us. It was fucking ridiculous.
He still fucking rocked it.
Dude, they opened up the show with Eagles Dare, so that big, huge fucking drum solo.
Yeah.
And they played War Pigs, and he was fucking going fucking ape shit. And after they played the song "The Trooper," there was like this dad with his little son who was like maybe 8 years old. And he had him on his shoulders, like right up front. Yeah. And Nico saw him singing like every lyric to "The Trooper," and he came out and he gave him the sticks. He was such one of the most humble musicians I've ever met. Like he was like, I'll after the show was all done, he was like, "I'll be back in 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes just to cool off. I'll come back out, take some pictures, and take some autographs." And legit, 15 minutes later, he came out, and he was just one of the most humble, awesome fucking people. I will never forget that day. He signed my Peace of Mind vinyl. It's hanging up in one of the rooms in my house as I speak.
I mean, it's cool to have that sense of self or whatever to do that.
Yes.
To just be like, I want to play music. You want to do this. And, he gets done with an Iron Maiden show. He can't go out into the crowd. Because there's going to be fucking 4,000. It's 4,000 people that,
Fuck yeah.
You can't do it. You're going to be there for 17 hours, But
absolutely.
So the fact that he does that in his spare time.
On his spare time.
And then gets to connect with people is pretty fucking cool. That's like a blue collar, I really like that's a beautiful approach.
And you know what? Not for nothing. That's Iron Maiden is the reason why I listen to metal. I gotta say Iron Maiden and probably Appetite for Destruction, like the two albums that really just made me just like fuck yeah. I love heavy, crunchy guitar, And I remember. You want to hear a funny story how I got into Iron Maiden? So there was this kid who was a high school kid around the corner from my house, and he was waiting for a call for some girl, but he wanted to skateboard in front of his house. So me and my friend Mike were next door, his neighbor. We're like, hey, how about you guys let me know when my phone rings, and I'll give you this poster.
Okay.
It was the poster to Summer in Time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So like the phone rang, and I ran up to him. I was like, "Oh man, your phone's ringing." He's like, "All right, dude, since you're the one that told me, the phone's ringing, I'm giving you the poster." He's like, "Well, if I'm giving you this poster, then you need to know the band," and he gave me Killers.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and from that point on, that's where everything just fucking. I wanted to play bass. I wanted to fucking listen to heavy metal music.
Yeah, well,
all
Steve
that, all
Harris
that.
is
It's
like,
all. I don't even remember the kid's name, honestly. And it's all on that.
Nice. And Killers was the original singer, right?
Yes, exactly. And at the time, Summer in Time was out, so like he gave me like an old album. So
yeah. I mean, Iron Maiden is fucking bananas. I don't know. I remember buying what the fuck is the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son from
I remember
James Way.
getting that album. I have a story behind that album.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so my uncle Junie and my aunt Pat had a house out in the Hamptons. So I used to go out there all the time, and during the summer, sporadically to go fishing, go on their boat, and all that stuff. They taught me how to like skin eels and like cut up fish and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
And so we're driving back home, and we stopped at a Caldor, and I was looking to the cassette rack, and I saw Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. I grabbed it, and I ran to my Uncle Junie. I'm like, Uncle Junie, could you please buy me this album? This is one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll buy this album for you. And it was Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. It like had just come out within like that year or maybe a couple months or whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's actually one of my favorite albums by Iron Maiden. Minus a couple, I really love Killers as well, but
yeah,
that album's always resonated with me because it was the first album I wanted.
Yeah. I think that was the first album I had, but Number of the Beast for me is like the one that I remember getting that up on a burned cassette copy.
Yep.
And listening to that over and over. And it's Number of the Beast is fun because there are shitty
Great
songs on it. Like
There
are skippable songs, but you couldn't do that on cassette tape. So you just have to listen to the couple. What are the fucking dogs? Oh, Invaders.
Really? You don't like Invaders?
I don't know.
Love Invaders.
It's not.
Invaders is fucking crazy.
Maybe that's not.
I know.
One.
I just say it's weird. It's like it has like a happy tone to it, but it's very aggressive.
Invaders.
Like
I don't know. But then the rest of that, the fucking, Hallowed Be Thy Name is like, you can't fucking rock harder than that. Like,
dude, that's a fucking punch in the esophagus.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're a killer band.
They are. And, I've seen them probably about 5 times now.
I've never seen Iron Man. Sucks.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Seen Slayer like 11 times.
I've seen Slayer. I saw Slayer 4 times on their last tour.
Oh wow.
3 times.
Wow.
3 times, 4 times. I think it was 3 or 4 times.
And how's that? See, I feel like Slayer without Hanneman and Lombardo.
It's a little different.
It's not really different. It's not really Slayer to me. I mean, I don't know.
It's a little different. Yeah, I'm not gonna take anything away from Gary Holt.
Yeah. No, I'm sure, I'm sure they fucking crush. I'm sure.
No, they did. They did. Dude, when I saw them play with the Still Raining tour when they were touring the Rain and Blood album, they had Lombardo on drums.
Yeah.
Gary Holt was on guitar playing Hanneman stuff, but Dude, that was pretty much the closest I can get to like classic Slayer.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I remember starting the pit to piece by piece and getting my ass fucking handed to me.
I have a friend that I used to play softball with, Jim Tinger. He runs a youth center in New Paltz, the teen scene. And he saw Slayer on the Rain and Blood tour at the Civic Center.
Really?
And they did the album straight through, but they skipped piece by piece because they were like, we can't do this one live.
What? That's like one of my old...
Whatever, but I mean, they started doing it live later, but that was his, he also saw a fucking Metallica open for Ozzy on the Master of Puppets tour.
Wow.
Where they had, if you ever seen Cliff 'Em All, it was like 85. Yes. It was like 85. It's like I would have been, fucking 11. So there's no way I'm going to that metal show. But
dude, that show was that tour was cut short because Cliff died.
Yeah. Was that the Ozzy tour?
Yeah. Well, at the point where I'm not sure if they were still touring with Ozzy out in Europe, but he died out in Europe.
Yeah.
It was in Europe.
The Master
What's crazy though is
tour,
the bed that he was sleeping in was Lars's fucking bed.
Should have been Lars.
Lars should have. I want to get. If I can buy that T-shirt, I would totally buy that T-shirt.
It's so brutal.
It's the fucking truth, because all the fucking great ones fucking died. Randy Rhoads, Cliff Burton, fucking Dimebag. It's fucking bullshit.
Me and fucking Aaron Morris fight about that a lot.
Yeah. I know this discussion. I've had this discussion with him as well.
Like, I think Lars is fine, man. Like,
no, he's not. He's okay.
Okay, the drums for Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets are perfect. If you throw a bunch of drum fills over,
I'm gonna say no.
They are like
they're not.
If you make them any better, those albums aren't what they are, and those albums are perfect. Those albums are perfect.
All I have to say is this: when Cobra Survivor was covering Damage Incorporated, for some reason we just couldn't get it together. Right?
Oh yeah, because the drums were fucked up. Yeah.
And then Tetro, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand how all of us were like, why is this not coming together? He's like, and then Tetro was like, do you want me to play him like Lars, or do you want me to play him like Tetro? I was like, I was the first one. Fucking play him like Tetro. Next, the next fucking time I played this song, it fucking came together and we fucking destroyed that motherfucker. I was like, never play like Lars again.
I'm just saying, if you would have had those thrash metal drummers are all different. Even Charlie Benante isn't fucking Lombardo. Lombardo's like a different fucking animal.
Dude, Lombardo is a beast of his own.
But if Anthrax, you just throw those Slayer fills all over Anthrax, like Slayer is so chaotic, so they're perfect for that.
Yeah.
But if you just throw those Slayer fills all over Anthrax, that doesn't make any sense anymore. Anthrax is like Scott Ian's right hand, and Joey Belladonna's like, his fucking, weird howl shit. But, those Metallica albums are so perfect, and they're so like orchestrated out that I think if you put crazy
had
drums
a better
over
drummer,
them,
they would sound so much better.
Yeah, you think so? I think that's where we disagree. I think it'd be too much. I think like just weird fills or like I think there's no space. I think he's like a drummer for an orchestra.
Who says they're gonna make weird fills? I'm just looking for someone that can actually keep time well.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the albums are recorded, so they're obviously on time. Like he's
they are.
Whatever, but and like how many kids bought drum sets to start playing For Whom the Bell Tolls?
No, I'm not. In the big picture, I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree. In the big picture, I'm not going to disagree whatsoever.
And even that song,
Metallica became the biggest metal band ever.
For Whom the Bell Tolls. Those drums are garbage, but it's fucking, like that song, like fucking rocks hard as shit, man.
I'm still, I think it's bullshit that there's no bass on Injustice for All.
Yeah.
Because I have a version of it that has bass on it. And that album is so much heavier.
Who produced that album? Was that Bob Rock? No.
Rasmussen Fleming.
Okay. And it
I have
was
no
like,
clue who the hell that guy is, but well,
James and Lars were like, we don't want take the bass out.
it was all Lars. It was all Lars. 'Cause I've read multiple articles on it. It was all Lars. It was all Lars. He was like, put it down, put the bass down, put the bass down. Which is bullshit, because not for nothing, Newsted's a fucking good bass player.
Yeah.
And like he learned those songs on his own. Cause I read some stuff on his perspective on that album. He learned that album on his own by himself, figuring out the songs, and he just showed up to the studio and recorded them with barely anybody there.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm. So they weren't like playing along together, or like.
No, because they were like you were replacing Cliff, and Cliff is the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Which I can somewhat respect, but
he didn't get the $1 million bonus.
Well, he's getting $1 million bonuses now.
Yeah, I suppose he is.
Yeah. Well, there's been even like talks with him of like, do you even have to play music anymore? Just getting the royalties from the Black Album, and he legit said article, no. Yeah. I don't have to do anything. All I need is the royalties from the Black Album, and I can just. And he's living beyond comfortably.
Bananas.
Yeah, and I'm making myself another tequila drink.
Fuck yeah, dude. Where do you go? What's your go-to? How do you drink it?
My go-to tequila is Espolòn Silver.
Okay.
But right now I'm drinking Luna Tour.
All right.
Because they didn't have the big bottle of right now the big bottle of Espolòn is out of stock.
But you go tequila just straight, or are you drinking it with a mixer? What are you doing?
All right, if I'm drinking Reposado, I drink it straight on ice.
All right.
But if I'm drinking silver, I just keep it simple. I put a little I call it the TSL, tequila, soda, and lime or lemon, depending on what mood I'm in.
Gotcha. All right.
But tonight I got lemon.
Ian Fuller says Gary Holt rules. Have you seen that?
Gary Holt's a fucking sick guitar player, man.
Have you seen that Murder in the
with
Front?
Exodus for so many years.
Have you seen the Murder in the Front Row documentary?
Yes, of course I have.
It's fucking killer. Like
so good.
Yeah. What's the guy? What's the singer from Exodus' name? Paul Bailoff.
Yeah, it's one of them. They had a couple of different.
I know. Well, it's Steve Souza, but they were like so brutal up there. And he I want to do this at like folk shows. Could just be like, because he would be like, "Yo, this person's not into it." If you weren't like excited about the show, he would be like, "You're a fucking poser," and everyone would beat him up. So imagine that with the acoustic guitar, like getting done with a fucking song. Whiskey and your lady parts show. Yo, look at this guy. He's a fucking poser. He wasn't into it. Beat up the fucking, and just everyone beats up that dude, beats the shit out of the dude because he wasn't he wasn't bobbing up and down hard enough to whiskey your lady parts. That'd be fucking cool as shit, man.
Dude, why didn't we do this when we were playing?
Yeah.
Fuck
that dude. Beat his ass.
Beat his ass.
Beat his ass.
The lady parts.
Yeah. It'd be
fucking.
Whiskey. Yeah. It'd be fucking hilarious.
I must say, I'm not gonna lie, man. I really, really miss playing music with you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, well, we got Cockfight 666.
We do have Cockfight.
Yeah, I think Cockfight 666 is the way to
Hey, brother, if that's what you need to fucking play some fucking punk ass music with me, I'm fine with putting the devil's fucking horns on it.
All right, fair enough.
Or we just call it Cockfight and the album be called 666.
Yeah. I just want, shit's hard to find on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Very true,
so,
very true.
If I'm going to do something, I want to, be able to find it again on the internet. I hate, for this fucking podcast or whatever the fuck we're doing right now, when I can't find people's shit really quick, it bothers me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's bullshit. Well, we're not famous people.
Yeah. I know, but at the same time, you can have pretty straightforward ways of, you don't have to have your own website or whatever, but if we were called, Cockfight there are like 17 other cockfights. So
well, you know what? Not for
we
nothing,
would
those
have to
cockfights
either
can
get
go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I know, but we'd either have to get we'd have to get more likes in them, or like pay money to like get seen more.
Well, we have to
on a Google
record
search.
songs. Once we record Boner
Yeah.
Machine, we're fucking, we're getting fucking.
You think once we
dude,
record
just think of
Boner
the video
Machine,
for that song.
yeah.
Just think of the video for that song, dude. We're gonna get so many fucking hits.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I mean you might be right, but I think if we just go cockfight 666 or cockfight UK, cockfight South Dakota, cockfight whatever, you know, just anything to make
Cockfight
it
NY, man.
NY, yeah, anything to make it not like the other 45 cockfights is like the.
I believe this. You make a very valid point, sir.
Yeah. I mean,
Yo,
we
cockfight
fought
NY,
tooth and nail
Cockfight
with.
NY.
We fought tooth and nail with or Danny fought tooth and nail with the English tiger piss.
Ooh.
And like there were sites where like they put up their stuff and Danny took it down. I don't know how
really?
this worked, and like Danny put our stuff up and they took it down, and Danny basically just did it until his only thing he ever did for the band. Like he never he never booked shows. He never did videos, but now he does videos for everybody.
He does.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, but yeah, he eventually wore down the dude, and our stuff was up on whatever site that was. It was a site that didn't mean anything, but whatever.
Indeed. You know what? And it's funny you say that. I was actually listening to some Tiger Piss the other day.
Yeah, what do you listen to?
Well, I was listening to Everybody Wins.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great fucking album.
I think I don't know. Alcohol Day was pretty good too, but Everyone Wins. I think probably the best thing I've ever done.
Everybody Wins was like the most put together album.
Yeah.
Alcohol Day was a little more. You guys got a little more fun again.
Yeah.
And like it was a little more raw.
Yeah.
To put it simply.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But Everybody Wins was such a, honestly, it was a great fucking album. I was like, all the songs on that album were just well written and just put together, and you guys were fucking running on all fucking cylinders on that album.
Mm-hmm.
Personally.
I fucking dug it, man. It was a fun album to make. It was a fun album to write. It was fun. Everything was fun right around. Yeah,
man. Well, you know what? Well, just writing some music with you, like briefly with what you were doing. You're an easy person to write music with. You just feel it and you fucking want to play and just fucking rock out, and that's what fucking music's all about. It's like once somebody has like ego and fucking trying to like take control of something, I'm like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple, I'm out.
And
I don't want to deal with that bullshit.
Sometimes when I write a song, like I have certain things that I want, but
of course.
As a drummer, it's fun to just be like, fuck it, throw it at me, I'll do my best, like to do it.
Well, it comes down to like when you write a song, like of course, especially if it's something personal or something you really feel passionate about.
Yeah.
You're gonna have you might have a little something like, dude, I just really want this the way it is right here.
Yeah.
If you guys, whatever you want to fucking add to it, just add to it. I'm just feeling this right here. And and you got to respect that. And in a lot of respects, I think it makes the song better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody like contributing is like, I mean, I think that's why Tiger Piss was good, because and none of us, all three of us, wanted the band to be something that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we all threw our shit together, like, and it became this thing that none of us wanted to be, but whatever, is cooler than what I think. If we would have been what Lara thought we should be, we would have been shittier. If we were if we were what Danny thought should be, we would have been shittier. If we were what I thought we should be, we would have been shittier. But
I thought you guys you guys had so much potential to be a mainstream, like, good, fun rock and roll punk band.
Yeah.
And you're one of millions of bands that just falls through the cracks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cold War Survivor. Like, we were a fucking good fucking metal band, but we just fell through the cracks.
I just did a delivery the other day.
Not everybody is at the right place at the right time. Not the person that needs to hear you didn't hear you. That type of thing.
Yeah. I did a delivery the other day to the house that Peter Brink used to own. I watched the dog there. I showed I sent you a text about the Cold War survivor sticker on his garage.
Yes, yeah.
And now I think he sold the house or he's renting it out. But Nick, that used to cook at the Anchor, works there. And I did a delivery there and saw the same sticker is still on the garage. So
nice. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear this.
So we want to talk some work bullshit? I don't know. I got to piss a little bit. I might piss into a jug right over here, but whatever.
Yeah, man. If you want to, I have you up on the screen. All I see is myself making like guttural noises.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good. That's good. That's my pissing into the jug
right
screen.
Now, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
That's my pissing into the jug screen.
It's a good screen. It's a good screen.
All right.
And it's a fucking amazing band on my chest right there too.
So rant about work for a minute.
Okay, so my job is pretty much using COVID to lay off essential workers. So they're pretty much doing everything they can to sabotage their own company, which is crazy because there's more people now working from home, and you would think they would step up their workforce, but they're actually laying off workforce, including myself. I'm pretty much on the cutting board, and it's like the epitome of corporate. I don't give a fuck about my employees, and I know they don't because I talked to a director of the company, and they pretty much told me, dude, if you heard what they think about you, you would fucking spit in their face and break their legs. So, and that being said, also, so there's towns suing my company because they have such terrible service. Because I work for a cable company, and right now there's a lot of people working from home. They're trying to, do work from home. They're trying to do school from home. And everything like that, and they're just abandoning their system, and it's awful. It's fucking awful. And I know for a fact my company does not care one iota about me.
But when you started, it was Cablevision, right?
Yes, it was Cablevision. It was Cablevision. I was psyched. I had a career.
How long? When did you start?
I started working for Cablevision back in 2004. February
2004.
September 13th, 2004 was the first day I started
so
working.
It's almost just about 16 fucking years ago.
16 years. This September 13th will be 16 years.
And you're like, that's gonna be my career. And you started out, you probably doing dirt dog shit, and you worked your way up, right?
Yeah, and I got in the construction department, became a lineman, and I love being a lineman. I love being a lineman.
So for that kind of work, like being the house call dude is kind of like the low end of it, right?
In some respects, I'm going to say this though.
When you first started working there,
as somebody who was a lineman and was forced to get put back into that cable guy, house call guy. I see what they have to fucking deal with, and the one thing I really enjoyed was actually interacting with people.
Okay.
I'm a very social person. I like to talk to people. I tell them what's up. I'm gonna be honest with them, and every person I went to their house, I was very honest with them, and they were very thankful that I was being honest with them, and I literally. I can't even. If I would tell you the protocols that we're told to do, but I can't because I got fired.
Okay. Like you're not supposed to do things that make it easier for the customer, basically.
It's not even about making it easier for the customers. It's all about you get to a house. Say it's a trouble call. You go to a house. You got to fix their cable. Oh, I'm having issues with my internet. All right, fix their cable. Yeah, I have 42 minutes to fix it.
Okay.
And then they're like, oh, my one TV isn't working right. It's not on the work order. I can't even look at that.
Yeah.
Or it's like, um, I know the problem. I know what the problem is, but it took me 30 minutes to figure it out. And I only have 15 minutes left in this call, so that means I have to leave you with no service because I'm going to leave because I have
Even though
another
I
call to go.
know what the problem is, it would take me those minutes to fix it.
And then you have to put in I put in action to make somebody else come here and fix the problem because because I have another job to go to because that's what they want you to do. Go to the next job. 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 Go to the next job.
And it's the amount of money, like my parents pay for cable, and
Exactly.
it's like you pay $240 a month for cable. You're out of
40.
your fucking minds. It's like you're
40. And it's like 80, 70.
Yeah, it's like you pay so much money for this, and they drive themselves nuts watching Trump shit on MSNBC.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you could have $300 a month more money for yourself, and not be as upset, you should probably do that. Like I don't know.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah, it's fine.
It's very unfortunate because 4 years ago, I worked for a company that was one of the best cable companies in the United States.
Cablevision, you're talking about.
Cablevision.
Yeah.
Now
Charles Dolan, he fucked the Knicks up though.
He did. That's another story.
Okay.
Now I work for a company that they're the worst. The worst.
Altice, right?
I can't even say it more. The worst. Yeah. It sucks. I'm actually waiting to be laid off.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You have like a kind of a countdown almost, right?
Yeah, I have a countdown, pretty much.
And it's like a certain amount of days since they put you on this duty, and then they lay you off at the end of it. Is that what it works?
Well, they threw me into field service, and then all of a sudden the storm hit recently. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, we need you. I was like, Dave, you're a construction tech, and you know what you're doing. I'm like, of course I know what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing for fucking 15 years. And it's like, all right, we're bringing it back into construction.
Oh, so they brought you back to like the other work.
Yeah, and I don't have a truck. I don't have any of my tools.
Huh.
It's all gone. It's all gone. It's like I'm pretty much driving a fucking field service van, and I have my harness. I jump up in the bucket whenever like, hey, you guys need a break? I'll jump up in the bucket. Or you want me to do this job? I'll jump in the bucket. You know what I mean? But it's like they pretty much have me set up to be laid off within the next month or two.
And it's like,
which absolutely sucks because I fucking dedicated my fucking life to this career, and they don't care. But
it's like, what do you like? Do we just can't like? How do you fight back against that company? Does everyone cancel their cable? Like that's unreal.
There are towns that are suing. They've brought like their town officials in, saying like our service is so bad because they pretty much abandoned their system.
Yeah.
And like the town of Fishkill out in Dutchess County is suing the company I work for.
Oh fuck
because the service is so bad. I went to a fucking call today. And they've been out since what? They've been out for 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks.
And out of internet, like in this day and age, like if you're working from home, it's a nightmare.
Can't call 911. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal.
Well, you know what? It ultimately just comes down to is corporations have all the power right now, and
exactly.
We should be called the corporate states of the United States of America.
Yeah, I mean, people our congressmen don't make laws for us;
no.
They make them for the corporations.
They're beholden to the very fucking companies that they're supposed to regulate.
Well, me and Nathan talked about this earlier.
I was listening.
Yeah, what about a one party system, a third party, but our whole thing is like I'm here to get elected.
We need five parties.
I'm here to get elected and not. I'm here to get elected and get money out of politics.
Mm-hmm.
Term limits instituted, and then I'm out. That's it.
You know what? I have no issue with term limits, but the reason why I say that is because the two issues that we have to take care of is gerrymandering of voting districts.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Citizens United.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want to do is get rid of a politician or somebody that's in there that's actually doing good.
Yeah, but
right?
I think the only way to get.
Hear me out.
Yep.
You have a guy who's actually doing good. He's working for the people. Last thing you want to do is have a term limit.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
but if you fix gerrymandering,
yeah,
that means if the guy who's trying to figure things out for your district is not doing well, he's getting voted out.
Yeah.
But if you have a gerrymandered voter district, he's going to stay in there, and he's going to keep on getting money from fucking corporations and all these fucking people. The key to getting good politicians and people that have to do right by the people is fixing gerrymandering.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like
that is key.
It's
because
so
if
complex.
Because if you have a non-gerrymandered district, then if he's not like talking to his fucking people and putting out like laws and bills and all that for your people, he's getting voted out. And the next person is going to come back. The next person is going to come back in. But if that person's there to help the people that are in his voting district, and he's listening to his constituents, he should be there. You can't vote him out if you can't vote them out if all the voting districts are gerrymandered.
I think the fact that they make the districts in such a way that like you can get there's a very small sliver of votes that are all one way.
Yeah, well,
but
of
they're
course,
not enough
every 10 years, whoever.
Yeah, the census is very important.
Agreed. But
and we're in a very
every 10 years you
fucked
up
up
gerrymander.
We're in a very fucked up place to have a census happen.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that we don't have a government that I think that we can trust to legitimately, have
make
this,
sense of what the fuck's going on.
The census.
The
census every 10 years.
You know what I found hilarious is that all these congressmen are fighting against universal health care.
Yeah.
And,
they have it. They have
universal health. They get paid once they get voted out. They only have to be served one term. And they get paid that same salary for the rest of their lives.
Is that
what
true?
The fuck?
No.
Yes.
That's bananas.
Yes. What the fuck is that all about? What the fuck is that all about?
Seriously, if you have
They're fighting against socialism, yet they fucking live off a socialist fucking life.
I want the dude that has done 20 years in prison for fucking selling weed. I want him to make laws.
Yeah.
I want the fucking woman that fucking, is about to fucking die from not having insulin because it's fucking $800. I want her making laws. Like,
yes.
I want those people making laws. I don't want millionaires making laws. And that's what our party should be. Like, Mike Darcy, Nathan Kalish.
That's the big thing.
That's it. Let's start that party. Like, and we'll go simple. We're going simple. Money out of politics, and term limits. That's it. We're gonna take the rich motherfuckers out of here.
Citizens United needs to be gone. Dude. Who the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? A fucking corporation is a person?
No, you're out of your
No,
fucking
they're a
mind.
fucking corporation.
But here's the
Well,
thing:
how about this? All right, if a corporation is a person, then how come every other person that works for that company doesn't have a voice in that corporation?
yeah. And
And
how
that's
come
my
you
big,
can't?
that's always
How
been my
come they have
biggest
no
fucking question.
fucking liability? They have no
Yeah.
fucking liability.
How come they can't vote and be like, oh, this is what I want to fucking back up and throw my money toward?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have more workers than the person that owns the fucking thing.
Well, there are more workers in the world than there are people that own shit. You know, it's like,
Absolutely,
fucking,
absolutely.
we could shut everything down tomorrow. Everyone could fucking log off of Facebook
Dude, well, the
tomorrow,
pandemic
and
showed.
fucking
The
this dude
pandemic
is worth
showed.
nothing. Zuckerberg is worth nothing if everyone logs off Facebook tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. The pandemic showed that all these fucking insignificant people were actually a lot more important than you thought.
Yeah, of course. And you don't deserve in fucking like Alabama. You're making $7 an hour to work in a grocery store. Are you out of your fucking mind?
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane.
You know what's crazy is that Kingston has become the big super hot spot in realty.
Yeah, I know. I talked to Darcy about that earlier.
Unfortunately I was
No, it's good.
I wanted to. I'm sure he would have had a really, you know what? I need to talk to him in general, but it's crazy how like Kingston's like the new fucking hotspot. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is like the place where I've been fucking hanging out and living and met some of the most amazing people in my life.
And people are gonna get priced out if it
Yeah.
continues to, yeah.
Dude, I've seen the price of my house. Like, I bought it for garbage, and it's worth so much more now. It's like stupid.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that's
stupid.
good. That's good for you, but yeah, it's
And I have
for
to say, I use Repco
yeah, yeah,
to buy my house.
yeah. Fuck yeah. And why wouldn't you?
Because honestly, I would not have my house if it wasn't for Repco.
Yeah, and honestly, the thing he's doing now with trying to buy multi-person buildings and like have people be ethical landlords is pretty important.
It's amazing.
I think,
It's amazing. Yeah. Well, that's Darcy. You know, he's
he's a
he
good one.
he is one of the he's as as much of a fucking dirty, fucking amazing, fucking rascally little bastard he is. He has a huge fucking heart, and he's
Yeah.
always thinking of other people.
Fuck yeah.
Plain and simple, and that's the truth.
I think I need to go get beer 16. You want to wait a second?
Beer 16.
You got any stories?
Do I have stories? I don't know, man. I'll figure something out. I got something. I'm a fucking jackass. I'll fucking say
Tell me
some
about your
shit.
pool.
Hey, who the fuck is even listening?
Whatever, but
All right, how about this? How about we should I know it's coming close to our the end of our talk,
yeah.
but I think we should
We just
keep
do
on
a
talking,
shot
sir.
and close it up, but you don't want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, let's do a shot and close it up.
All right. Let me put it back to my Pannullo 3 picture. There's a picture of you driving. It looks like you should be one of those
That's
dudes.
when I first was growing
Yeah.
my quarantine beard.
Yeah. But
I
that's
have to say it's coming a lot better.
yeah, no. All right, let's do fucking. I'm doing Evan. You doing tequila?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll have to say this first and foremost. Kev, I fucking love you to death.
Love you too,
You're
bud.
one of my favorite fucking people. You're one of my best friends. And thank you for having me on the show.
Fuck yeah, man. It was a great time.
Indeed, sir.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, sir.
Clink.
No, you know, it's good clank. I think I might have to ride over to your house.
Let's fucking do some porch beers.
I love this.
I'm down.
All right, brother.
All right, bud. See you in a minute.
Hey, to everybody in 15 Beers on a Tuesday afternoon, I fucking love you. Thank you for Kevin for having me here. He's one of my favorite people in the world.
David Pannullo. Fucking guy.
Be well, sir.
Love him. All right, bud. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Hope it was an enjoyable episode. It had some ups, it had some downs, but it had Una unenthusiastic on the couch the whole fucking time. Our next episode will be September 1st. I don't know who the guests are. If you have really interesting things going on in life and you want to be a guest, you hit me the fuck up. You might be one. Yeah, and if you're listening to this on podcast forums or Spotify or YouTube, like and subscribe. That I think that helps other people find it. I don't know. All right. Aside from that, I fucking love you, motherfuckers. Hope you're doing good. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Right, Una? She's the co-host. Tell him, Una. She's like, let's fucking end this. All right. Love you guys. 15 beers on Tuesday afternoon. Sounds about right. Sounds metal as fuck.
$15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. That sounds about right. That sounds metal as fuck.
15 beers on Tuesday afternoon is a Crazy Rev Kev production.